Sourkidsproductions.
What's going on, folks? Welcome into another episode of The Final Drive here with Sourkidsproductions. It is Alec, Javante, DeAndre, Kenneth over there doing his magical work for us. As always, week 2 we were absent, but that's okay. We're back for week 3. Tons of news, tons of content, of course, as always. And before we dive into such content, gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I'm feeling good. You know, I got my Tua jersey on. Dolphins play tonight, so I'm excited. So as far as NFL football, we good. Flag football, it's rough. We working on the kinks, but
Working on it.
yeah, you know.
And Javante, you're supporting the Celtics, I see.
Get ready for the season, bro. Raiders, I don't know what we're gonna be doing, but preseason starts Sunday. So I'm excited. Season's back in town.
Yeah, immediately after that
gotta
loss.
rock out.
Yeah, right after that loss on Sunday, he was like, "All right, when that Celtics preseason game start."
Hey, Javante, I'm right there with you, Javante. It's okay.
Walk in.
I'm right there with you.
But your basketball season.
Oh, is it Pelican season already?
Yeah. Zion looks ripped at media day. The picture of David Griffin just smiling and staring at Griffin and Zion and McCollum. I'm like, life's good right now.
They said all the weight from Zion went to CJ. Apparently.
Hey, if he can drain threes, that's all I really care about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good time. The Saints, you know, I think they're gonna rest Jameis based on what I'm seeing this week. No practice the last 2 days. Andy Dalton's taking the snap set, which is cool. I think Dalton can do it. The Pelicans, hey.
You don't own your pick, do you? It goes to the Eagles, don't it?
We traded it up to get Olave this year.
So that pick gonna look really good. The Eagles, if y'all.
Hey, you don't know that.
Sheesh, brother.
Hey, season's still young.
Really, hey, Howie Rose a shot to him. He doing his thing over there.
Hey, I'm praying on the Niners downfall. With
Oh,
Jimmy
that's
G.
right. Yeah,
The Niners will
their
hold
pick.
on though.
it's in the hands of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
Now that Trey Lance is done,
We would have had 2 picks, but you know NFL want to hoe us and shit. But it's
welcome
fine.
to the club.
Yeah.
Shit, how y'all get for what y'all did to it. But go ahead.
Okay.
No, so and of course we'll talk about later, but Hugh Jackman back in the MCU or back for Deadpool 3, but we'll get into that later.
Yep.
As well as whatever else you guys got pumping out on Dre and Jay. So hyped about that. Week 3, obviously a lot of things happened, lots of surprises. Let's just throw it out there. What were some things that we saw week 3? What were some of our takeaways?
Well, I definitely would say one of my takeaways is kind of the disappointment in the AFC West because, you know, we hyped this division as being one of the best in football with the Chargers, the Chiefs. And the Chargers, they looked like they were strong coming into the season. Obviously, as we've seen with recent injuries to Justin Herbert, dealing with that rib cage injury, Joey Bosa's now out. You lose Rashawn Slater for the year.
Kenny Allen's been banged up
as well. So it's just how can they, you know, persevere through that for the rest of the season? We'll see. But they were after week 1, they were probably the number 2 team in that division. So we'll see if they stay that way or they fall. Denver, offense has looked just they don't know what the hell they're doing.
Let me ask you this about Russell Wilson. It sounds kind of bizarre, but at the same time not bizarre. Can we throw out the W word when it comes to Russell Wilson? As in
washed?
As in washed.
I told you that. Well, I said that. I think he is. Can't do the things he used to do back in Seattle. He can't run like he used to. He can't make the throws.
I mean, he's what, 34 now?
But I don't think it just went that bad.
So do you think it's all on the play calling?
I just think it's the play calling, getting in sync with some of these players. I think. Look, is it bad? Like, has the offense been bad? Yes. Can it still be fixed in time? Yes.
It's only 3 games.
It's only 3 games.
Yeah.
But I told you I'm not trying to stay on that too long, but they haven't scored 20 points in none of those games. But they can't score the ball. They can't score. They play the Texans. The Texans, they got lucky. The Texans can't score either. If they played a high-power offense, they'd be screwed. When they play the Chiefs, they're going to be screwed. They can't put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, and that's exactly why.
Red zone, they can't do anything. Last week, their first touch on the red zone?
Yeah, that's exactly why they need to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think part of it is because Russell Wilson's not what Russell Wilson used to be. I think all the hits have taken a toll. I think he's also older, like you mentioned.
And do you think?
And now that 5-year extension looks really bad.
And now do you think we bought too much into the idea of it's just Seattle, not Russell Wilson?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
it was both. Russ maybe wasn't playing as high as.
Come on,
Let's
now,
be honest,
man.
Russ-
Come
Russ-
on.
I'm just saying because Russ has not looked like Russ. Like
He's
we
not.
could sit here and say it's play calling, but at the
That's
end of
what
the
he's
day,
gonna say.
Russell Wilson had Pete Carroll for all those years and put up with it and still make plays,
No line.
and it just hasn't happened yet. So I mean, I'm just
Well,
curious.
I do think they need to focus more on the ground game because that's how Seattle, like their offense was built. It was built
Yeah.
on the run, regardless of who was out there at running back. And then Russell Wilson benefited a lot off of play action. So I just think Denver needs to, stick to more of that when it comes to their play calling. But I still,
They got been a
I
5-year
don't
extension,
think
bro.
I
They talking
don't
about
think
running the ball.
Russell Wilson has dropped off. Like to think this man dropped off this much within a year.
It happens.
Come on now.
Look at James Harden. What happened to James Harden?
Come
it
on
happens.
now.
You try to get it don't happen. in
James
sports.
Harden, that's because James
Yeah,
Harden
with the-
had the whole weight and everything.
But also,
behind
James
it.
Harden couldn't get past people no more. Like his like it's like kind of like some. I think James Harden would be better this year, but James Harden's biggest problem was he couldn't get past the finish. Right. Russell Wilson's greatest strength in Seattle was he can get out of the pocket, he can run, he can maneuver, he can make plays with his legs. He's not doing that no more.
You're right, but I still think Russell Wilson.
So without Russell Wilson being able to do, not to cut you off, without Russell Wilson being able to make plays with his legs as often, is Russell Wilson still Russell Wilson? No. He's not as good if he ain't making plays with his legs.
It's a fair point.
I still think his arm is still there.
Does that scare
Yeah.
you though? Does Russell Wilson be in the pocket all game scare you?
No, he does have to make plays outside
Exactly.
the pocket.
I don't
for
think he
sure.
can do that. I don't think he's possible. I don't think he's capable of doing that no more.
So there's Denver and then Javante. I mean, the Raiders 0-3, obviously.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've been in every game.
Yeah, it could be 3-0.
Every,
It could be
every
3-0.
game. So I mean, do you think is it McDaniels?
It's definitely McDaniels.
Is it Carr? I mean, what do you?
I'm not gonna blame Derek Carr.
What are you feeling? Because I mean,
Derek Carr-
this is also another team that we all thought
Yeah,
easily could
high-powered
be
offense.
contention, right?
Yeah.
now.
Derek Carr, I think, has not. He didn't look good week one. I thought last week he actually had a decent game. Josh McDaniels, I think, is what's killing it. I think we ran the ball 13 times with Josh Jacobs. They didn't run the ball, bro. I think this team. The problem with Josh McDaniels and some of these guys that become these coordinators, or even like coaches, like the coach from the Chargers, I think, also the same way. They try to rewrite. They try to rewrite football. It's simple.
Try to be the next McVay.
Yeah, just simple. Just run. If you just run the ball, that's what happened in the Arizona Cardinals game. All you gotta do is run that ball in the second half, and we win that game. You try to do all this other stuff, make throws. Just keep the game simple.
It's also dangerous because of the fact that the offensive line is a little shaky, especially at that
Yeah, it's beat up, yeah.
right side of the offensive line.
He
So
needs
why
help.
put Derek Carr in that position where he's throwing a lot in the game?
And Derek
Right.
Carr's making. I watched Dan Orlovsky, and Derek Carr is making some bad reads. But also, I think Derek Carr. First week, people say he targeted Devontae too much. Now people say he ain't targeted Devontae enough. I think he's kind of a weird situation. But I think Derek Carr. I don't think he's horrible. I think Derek Carr's like Matthew Stafford. That's how I look, like Matthew Stafford, where he has to have the perfect situation set up for him to be successful. Matthew Stafford needs the perfect situation to be successful and win games.
I don't know, man. Hey, Stafford.
I'm not saying arm talent wise. I'm saying situation wise. Matthew Stafford need a perfect situation set up for him to win. Derek Carr's same way. If you put everything around him perfectly, he can win you games. The problem right now, we have a lot of flaws, man. The defense has some issue with D tackle position. Linebackers need help. Right side of off the line need help. Chandler Jones hasn't been horrible, but he hasn't been what we thought he was gonna be. Devontae's been great. I think Devontae's kind of frustrated too. You can tell he's kind of frustrated, but he's been solid. Darren Waller's been dropping passes. He's been kind of bad. I know some people are blaming it on his relationship with the WNBA player Kelsey Plum, but I'm not gonna say that about his personal life. I don't care what my man doing. I just want my man to be back catching balls again. But I've heard all over the spectrum, bro. I watch a lot of Raider channels, and I heard people say we need to get rid of all of them, except for Devontae. I'm like, move Darren Waller and all kinds of stuff. I've heard some people say,
You just signed
Derek
you
Carr's
just
not the
signed
problem.
Darren Waller to an
yeah, I know people
extension, so-
saying
Yeah.
maybe he needs to go, but I still believe this team's gonna be good. I think just by figuring it out and getting comfortable with what a system is. I hope Josh McDaniels, after Mark Davis got in that ass, I hope he realized, hey, let me keep it simple because it's easy. You could win all three of these games. They just keep it simple. And
Right.
Derek Carr did Derek Carr does get the blame for the first game. He did. Those 3 turnovers cost us that game.
Against the Chargers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cardinals almost won if Hunter Renfro just
Doesn't
Doesn't
fumble
fumble
twice.
Twice.
But also, Derek Carr put him a game of ball. Derek Carr's throwing some dangerous balls that be all over the place, bro. He put that man in a bad situation to get hit. Some of the throws be kind of like, bro, that's a small guy. Like, you can't be doing that, bro. But
Yeah.
if Josh McDaniels also runs the football, I'm saying we should trade Josh Jacobs to the Miami Dolphins or somewhere like that because we ain't gonna run the ball. It seems like we don't want to run the ball.
It seems like I feel like Jacobs is the next Miles Sanders.
yeah, not enough usage.
Just
yeah.
don't know why he's not getting the touches.
But it's crazy because it's not just Josh Jacobs. Like they have a very talented stable of
We ain't
backs.
drafted a running
When
back.
you have Zamir White out of Georgia, who flashed in the preseason. You have Brandon Bolden can get it done from time to time as a third down back. Like, he's great.
And what's his face? Isn't Abdullah still
Yeah,
there?
Abdullah's still
Yeah.
on the team. So you have a good stable of running backs. I don't see why you're not running the ball at least 20 times a game.
I will
Right.
say this though. I think if they don't, this season goes south, and let's say they end up with a top 5 pick, I don't think Josh McDaniels is here next year.
Mm.
And I don't think it's one of those situations where Josh McDaniels stays and Derek Carr. I think both are going. I think Derek Carr's probably gonna retire. I don't think he's going to get traded, so he'll probably retire.
Derek Carr
Over-
would retire.
Over getting traded, I don't think he wants to get traded. I think he already said he wants to be like a preacher or something like that. I think he would retire. I don't think he would want to play for anybody. I think he want to retire and say, "Hey, 10-year career, cool." And Josh McDaniels, I don't think will be here at the end of the year if the team doesn't turn it around. Because this team, they can't afford being in Vegas. They can't afford to be like a new stadium. You're trying to build this fan base in Vegas. You can't afford to be losing games, and you might as well hit the market again.
I don't know. I
Right.
feel like Derek Carr still could play. I think there would be at least
Bro,
one.
Derek Carr
there
going-
there
But
would,
it's a matter
there
of
would
would
be at
Carr
least-
want to
Would
be a
Carr
Raider?
want to be anywhere else? I don't
Like,
think Carr
yeah.
want to go
but
anywhere
I
else.
think there would still be one or two teams that would want Derek
No,
Carr.
I'm
And
not, I'm not
think-
saying
and I-
he'll win one.
and
I'm
I do
saying
think
I don't think Derek Carr want to play for him. He's already made it clear he wants to be a Raider for life. I don't think he would want to go anywhere.
okay, there's a lot of
And he's
players.
al-
Hey, there's a lot of players who say that.
But
shit,
he's
and
also
then the
been
minute
very
they get
open about
traded-
he's willing to retire and he wants to do other things like be a preacher or something like that, or run a church or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Derek Carr's already been. This is his 9th year or 10th year. He's in his 10th year. I mean, he's played 10 years in the league and made good money. So if he wanted to retire, he could retire and say, "I'm done."
Yeah, he could. I don't see it like
I don't
that.
see Derek Carr
honestly.
leaving that. I think he wants to be a Raider for life though.
Yeah, interesting. I'm gonna go with the AFC South.
Sorry, I went
The
a little
Colts. I understand, Javante. I understand. It's okay.
I
I'm
was
one,
gonna go.
we're 1 and 2.
You know
I'm
what's
right,
so
I'm right there behind
I was
you.
plug. You threw it at me. You reeled me in. 'Cause I was gonna go Cowboys and rip the Cowboys, but you reeled me in there. So
No, talk about the West.
got
I just
me.
want to know what's going on
Nah,
in the
yeah,
West.
you're good. Go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
the AFC South, the Colts, I thought the Colts needed that win against the Chiefs to kind of calm down the people, the good people of
Did they?
Indianapolis. Yes,
They should have lost that game. Let's be honest.
But still, they got it.
they got it. They got the win.
Jacksonville's win that division.
Jacksonville.
I
You know, it's
told
funny
y'all.
because when Tony was here before the year started and we did our like player predictions, I think Tony said his comeback player of the year choice was James Robinson.
Nice.
And at the time, we were kind of like torn Achilles late in the year.
Mhm.
I assume Etienne's getting more of a bigger role.
Yeah, he's completely surprised me.
And James Robinson is.
Just from the start.
Even they're passing him. Receivers, Christian Kirk's looking pretty good. Zay Jones,
And we clowned Christian Kirk for that contract,
We did.
but
y'all did.
deservingly so, I might add.
You
but,
did too. Don't say y'all.
I think he couldn't play. That's a lot of money to give him.
But I mean, hey, he's shown up so far in the Jags, and Trevor Lawrence might be a top 15 quarterback right now.
Yeah, they definitely look
But
like
also,
a
we got to
fun
give
team
credit to Doug
watch.
Peterson.
Yep, that's
Great
the
coach.
biggest thing. Yeah,
Yep.
True
So,
coach.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to say they win the division. They're still my division winners because
Who?
I still think the Colts could turn it around.
Sheesh.
wants to get Shaq Leonard back. I
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
Matt Ryan has to throw a pick before the game starts just to get ready, bro. I think Matt Ryan's cooked. And I feel bad because that's 2 quarterbacks in a row that you got that are cooked. Matt Ryan's cooked. I don't want to hear nothing about Matty Ice. He's cooked, bro.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
We'll
mean,
have to wait and see.
he is a shell of his former self in
Yeah.
Atlanta. The thing with him is just like, can he be enough? Like, can Jonathan Taylor? That's the thing. They got to get Jonathan Taylor more involved in the run game.
He's
They
not-
gotta get him, get him back to Jonathan Taylor of last year. Where he's effective. And I think it's just, can we get Jonathan Taylor going?
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan doesn't have to do enough. He just has to be a game manager where he doesn't turn the ball over like Carson Wentz did. And
Which he has
they're
been
in
a
a good,
turnover.
which he has been. Yeah, that's the thing. He just has to cut down the turnovers, and then I think the Colts could
But
still be a
also-
very
I still
the
think they have a
front
problem because Darius Leonard's hurt. But also, Jonathan Taylor, I don't think he's had that good year because, I mean, I like the young receiver Pittman, but none of the receivers really scare you like that. I'm cool with just shutting down the running game and making you force you to throw the ball, especially with Matt Ryan.
yeah.
He's
And
turned
Yeah.
the ball over.
and I was wondering after the first game, I'm like, okay, why is T.Y. Hilton still a free agent? If
Yeah.
the receiving core is this
he's
bad.
old. And he's
But
going to
still-
play probably
but-
2 weeks.
But still, hey, he's reliable. He knows the offense.
For 2 weeks.
Why
He
not?
probably still has some wheels left on the.
Yeah, he still has some
How
wheels.
come
Yeah.
Will Fuller ain't got no job yet?
Huh?
How come Will Fuller ain't got no job?
Mhm.
Will Fuller's got fat speed, young, injury prone.
He's got glass knees. That's why.
T.Y. Hilton usually hurt too.
But he plays more games than Will Fuller. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't help you out. Like, let's be honest, T.Y. Hilton, I'm not scared about T.Y. Hilton on the outside or in the slot. I'm not scared of him like that. He's older. I'm not scared. If I'm a defense, I'm not worried about him like that. I'm still going to worry about Jonathan Taylor.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
not letting Jonathan Taylor run the ball.
I mean, I'm saying T.Y. Hilton is a good choice just because he knows the offense. But yeah, if they wanted to, I do think they need receiver helps. And there's a guy who's available right now who's not getting used enough. In New York, Kenny Galladay got paid big, but hey, in Indianapolis, as
You
a
like him
number,
as a receiver?
as a number 2 or
I think he's
number
overrated.
as a number 2 or number 3, I think he could be
I
good.
thought
for
you were
them.
going to say Denzel Mims. I'm not going to lie to
I
you.
thought you were say AB.
No, hell no.
I thought you were going to say Denzel Mims.
Denzel Mims solid. He's a good choice too.
And we know he wants out of New York.
Exactly.
You know a nice
brings a lot
one,
of
but
talent.
also I thought you could got Brandon Cooks out of Houston. That'd been a good pickup also. You know, I don't know if they would trade him in the division.
They wouldn't trade him.
Well, they probably would.
And
Because
I think Brandon Cooks likes being in Houston.
no, I know. I'm saying if I'm the coach, I would have made a move for a guy like that because I think that's a guy that's consistently. I know what I'm gonna get from him.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of sad to say, but I like Frank Reich a lot. But I don't think he'll be around after the season if they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's
I
going to
think
be
he'll be
tough for the
fired.
Colts.
Sadly, I think he'll get a job possibly. Hey, I wouldn't mind him in Vegas if Josh McDaniels is going. But I don't think he'll keep a job, bro, because he's vouched for all these quarterbacks also.
Yeah.
He's vouched for
Yeah.
these guys, so you know. It's
I mean,
bad
the Colts,
situation.
they just gotta look at how they were successful. The last 2 times they were successful with quarterbacks, it was in the draft. Peyton Manning, Andrew
Andrew
Luck.
They're not getting those kind of picks no way. They got too much talent around everything else to get those kind of picks. They're not
Well,
getting those kind of players.
I mean,
no
there's
more.
teams that trade up. You can
How much
trade.
you have to get a
you
CJ
can trade
Stroud or Bryce Young? How much you have to trade up?
It would cost a lot, but the Colts have a. That's what I'm saying. The Colts have a great roster where, hey,
And how many years you
We
have to
can
get those
move
guys
up.
develop? Let's be Andrew Luck was ready to go play pro right away. Peyton Manning had his struggles, but that team wasn't ready to win anyway. You're talking about a team that's ready to win. If you'll get a guy like Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, it's going to take them some time to develop.
I don't know. With the way the league is nowadays, it's plug and play at this point.
Not really, because we look at Justin Fields. Justin Fields been solid, or Trey Lance. Trey Lance needs some work.
There are some that need work. Yes.
Some guys need
I
work.
think CJ Stroud could step in and play with day one.
Yeah.
I think.
And you need to give him some more weapons on the outside. You need more weapons on the receiving core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the first round go get a quarterback this year. I think the too many teams need quarterbacks.
Or they could wait 3.
Alec, you trade your pick to them to go get if you could get your quarterback, or you go, hey, we keep it ours.
Or they could wait 3 years and wait till Arch comes.
Shit, we got the
Have
they got
Arch
the-
Manning
hey,
in
we got the kind of
Indianapolis.
time. Frank Wright got the kind of time.
Arch Manning. Another thing I'm going to say about last week, I think the Ravens are going to regret not giving Lamar what he wanted in the offseason.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
He's had a
they're
great
going to
year.
pay him a bag.
He's
To me, right now, he's currently the front runner for MVP already.
Yeah.
Like, Lamar Jackson has
Really?
been. I think so. He's been phenomenal through these
The
first 3
numbers
weeks.
he's put up
Yeah,
so
he's been
far.
great.
Yeah,
I think
he's
I
been
was
awesome to watch. And I think the Ravens are going to regret not paying him this offseason. Because now,
Think so?
well, he banked on himself this year. And from what I've seen through 3 weeks,
Is there a scenario where you think they trade him
I don't see that. I could not.
instead
I
of
could
paying?
not see that
Because what he's going
happening.
to demand is like, what do you think he's looking at? Deshaun Watson type money, not the
Yeah.
guarantees though, but
But total money, somewhere around
I
there.
think he wants the guarantees.
And Cleveland screwed it up for everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're gonna give him those kind of guarantees. You're Baltimore. Even if he does, if he wins you a Super Bowl this year, it's like, okay, he wants a Super Bowl. We can do what we gotta do. But I don't know if you're gonna give him those kind of guarantees. I mean, he's gotten smart. He's sliding and stuff like that, and, stuff like, and getting down and go out and bounce. But I don't know if you're gonna give him those kind
But
of guarantees.
if he doesn't get the guarantees in Baltimore, then would a team on the open market give him a guaranteed
Yeah.
contract to get him away?
if the team's desperate, yeah.
Yeah, somebody would.
So that's what I'm saying. So if a team is willing on the open market to give him guaranteed money, why wouldn't Baltimore be?
We've seen
willing to
Baltimore
give
we've seen them let multiple players. Ed Reed got to walk. They don't like paying guys like that.
Yeah,
either.
but they paid Flacco when it came to.
him? Yeah.
Fly, but the
Well, actually,
quarterback
you gotta
contracts were different.
Actually, you
back
got to think Flacco was heading to a contract year in 2012,
then and won the Super Bowl. that
and
year.
Flacco said, "Okay, if we're not going to agree on a deal, let's just do it after the season." And he went on to win that Super Bowl.
But even those contracts weren't as like. The
And I know they-
quarterbacks
they
getting
weren't as-
day is
But
kinda
I've
crazy.
seen. I think Lamar listed out teams like he would want to go to. I think their Giants were one, the Lions were another, the Dolphins, and I think maybe the Raiders, maybe not. But those are 4 teams.
It's a very
Would
odd
it-
list right there.
Would any of those teams give him a guaranteed contract?
Not the Raiders, no.
Dan Campbell, 100%.
No, I don't think. I don't think.
Dang, I need to see Dan,
Dan Campbell
Campbell.
probably want
I need to
to.
see Campbell and Lamar Jackson on the same
I
team.
don't know because you're talking about a quarterback that's been in the league, has taken some hits. Not sure he has taken no crazy hits, but he's taken some hits. He's got a little wear and tear. And he's a running quarterback, bro. It's just hard because you're basically putting, if you get a man a guarantee, you're basically putting your future all in his hands. And as he ages, you can only run so much as you get older.
It's the same thing as Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson doesn't run as much as Lamar Jackson.
Not
Lamar
as
Jackson
much,
relies
but
more on his
it's-
legs than Deshaun Watson does. Deshaun Watson has the benefit of having his legs, but he'll sit in the pocket and make throws.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's not doing that. Like, he'll sit in the pocket. This year, he's having a pretty good year throwing the pocket. But I'm saying he's going to use his legs to run and make moves and stuff like that. Like, I think it's a little bit different. But are you
But
going to
who?
put your
But
future in that?
let me ask you: who would you rather get the guaranteed money to, Deshaun or Lamar Jackson?
Deshaun Watson? I seen Deshaun Watson in the AFC Championship. Should have won it if the Chiefs didn't come back on that crazy scoring drive. He played in the AFC Championship. I see him get close to the Super Bowl. Besides the off the field stuff, football wise, Deshaun Watson was had some good. He was taking some teams to the
That
playoffs.
was the divisional round, wasn't it?
That was the
Lamar?
that's the AFC Championship.
Houston?
Deshaun Watson.
Houston, yeah.
It's the AFC
the divisional?
Championship.
Because I could have sworn
Oh,
they
maybe it
played
was because they played
it was-
Tennessee.
They
it was
played
divisional.
Tennessee.
Division,
Yeah,
they played Tennessee.
Yeah,
You're right. My bad. But still, I've seen Deshaun Watson. I think he's a better quarterback than Lamar
That's
Jackson.
fair. That's fair.
But I don't know. Maybe one of those teams would give a guarantee, especially a team that's desperate. But it's a lot of money to guarantee a quarterback that uses his legs.
Yeah.
a
I
lot.
mean, the thing I see with Lamar Jackson is just that the fact that he can win games by himself. Like,
No,
the
sure.
fact that he can run, he can pass. He's great at both of those things. He can win games on his own.
But the thing
If he needed to.
yeah, for sure. But as you get older, can you rely on that? Though, as you get older, you take more hits.
But
Can I rely on that?
But you gotta think, when some of these teams offer some of these players these contracts, they're not thinking about years later. They're just thinking about, hey,
Well, no,
what
but
can the guy
that's
do
different
for
than
us
quarterback. That's different than quarterback money, though. When you're talking about quarterbacks, it's usually a guy that you believe is really the guy.
now? Okay.
Like you believe that he's gonna be around for the next 8 years to lead the franchise.
That's true. But let me say, let's say I give Lamar Jackson a 5-year contract and his next 2 years we're in the Super Bowl.
no, and
But
that's dub.
but the next 3 years after that, it's just falters.
Then you might not still be happy because look at the Eagles. The Eagles won a Super Bowl, and then the team aged and was old, and people were like, "Hey, we got regroup." And that team had some bad years after that.
But at the end of the day, I still see Eagles fans holding on to that Super Bowl win.
No, for sure.
So-
But the thing is, it's first off you have to worry about if you're gonna get. It depends where you put them also. Because these divisions are getting tougher. These quarterbacks are getting tougher in each division, in each conference. But if you were to move him, sure. If you get to 2 Super Bowls, that's successful. But all that guaranteed money, you basically have kept your franchise at some point.
But you can maneuver the cap down the road as we've seen. You can do
Yeah.
that.
Cap doesn't
Cap
exist.
isn't real.
Yeah, for certain
a myth.
teams.
Well, for anybody could do it. If you just have the right people in the accounting who can get it right.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it.
Look, the Saints gave Taysom Hill a
But when you
5-year,
go-
$100 million
even look at- okay,
contract.
you never let that
just
go,
to
are
Well,
you?
set
look
the
at
cap.
You never
say
let
your
that
team
go.
that's built
No,
to
I'm
win.
not.
Say you got a team that's built to win, right? You gotta start paying those bodies, bro. Like look at Seattle. Seattle, we thought he had at least a 3-4 year run. That shit fell apart fast because Russell Wilson had to get paid. Everybody get paid. And look, what's Russell Wilson been since then?
Well, my thing is this. I think of it as, if I'm paying Lamar Jackson, let's say if I'm giving him a 5-year contract, if I'm paying him like a big contract, I am a team that is on the brink of winning now. I just need a dynamic quarterback to get us there. Then that's what I would pay Lamar for. Now, if you're a team,
But you didn't name those kind of teams.
well,
The Giants are on the brink. The Lions are on the brink.
Dolphins aren't.
The Dolphins are, yeah. The Dolphins won.
I mean, Raiders. I think they have the talent.
They gotta get line play right. They didn't get the D tackle position. I mean, they have enough talent up there. They need to make sure they hit in the draft though.
But also you got to think, the Lamar Jackson factor as far as free agents are concerned. Like guys would take cuts to play with Lamar Jackson, I'm pretty
yeah.
sure.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know, but I ain't seen no receivers go there and say, "I want to go play with this man."
I think that's the Ravens not addressing the receiver position. And
Because there have been guys that are open to going to Baltimore. I know Odell, like, he always talks about Lamar.
not just the
and,
Ravens don't
there's-
address the position. But
Rashad Bateman's a hit though.
Yeah, he's been
he's
good.
a
He's balling.
been
I
good.
like him. That's a
Yeah.
good pickup.
Yeah.
and lastly, let's talk about the Cowboys real quick. Just because 2-0 since Dak Prescott went down. I think we all kind of wrote them off after week 1.
Yeah, they've impressed me. They've impressed
2
me so far,
wins,
yeah.
Cooper Rush, 2 fourth quarter comebacks. The Bengals game was a game-winning drive, and I believe the Giants, he led the game-winning drive, but then they kind of ran away with it in the end. But Dallas, I mean, are they still floating right now? This
Yeah.
defense, I think, is legit.
I think they are, just because of the fact that they were able to pick up 2 wins that nobody saw coming with the injury of Dak Prescott. So it's right now it's just holding the fort down enough and just bending but not breaking. Just being somewhat in a good space. Like if you can come out of the schedule, let's say, because Dak's out until about 2-3 more weeks.
Yeah.
If you can finish with 3-2, that's not bad.
Especially when you kind of see the NFC East is coming up to what I think is going to be Eagles Cowboys.
Yeah.
Who are going to be fighting for that division.
Exactly. And regardless, I think you can still fight for that wild card, even if Philly takes that division spot. But
yeah, man, Dallas has impressed me. I gotta say, and it's kind of weird because like people are some people are on the webs saying that there was a controversy between Dak and Cooper Rush. I don't think it's that. I think it's more of the Cowboys seem to call a better game when Cooper Rush is at quarterback versus Dak. Because you know Cooper Rush, you know what you have. You got your limitations. You're restricted. So they're playing it to where it's max protect. We're going to play safe with the football and try and scheme guys open.
Exactly. And there's
I don't get why do that with Dak. And
yeah. Well, there's that, and also like think about the run game. How the run game has picked up recently without Dak. Like they're getting that involved. So I think the first week of the season, and just going back to last season, at the end of last season as well, they try to rely on Dak too much when they don't really need to.
Yeah.
Like you got two talented backs in Zeke and Tony Pollard, who I think have been playing great so far. I like Tyler Smith at left tackle. I think he's been playing amazing.
Also, I mean, Jason Peters
coming
at left guard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and
I think
still play. Exactly, he can still play. I think they're still gonna try to get him slowed into moving into that left guard spot, because I know he only played like 15 snaps last week. He's probably gonna ramp it up, get to about 25 to 30 snaps next week, and then eventually could take that left guard spot. Now the real question is, when Tyron Smith comes back, what do you do? Do you move?
No, I
Jason
think
Peters out, Tyler Smith.
See, it's weird because like when Peters signed on with the Cowboys, I think everyone assumed that once you kind of brush him in, because Smith had been practicing as guard all offseason, right? Mm-hmm. You would assume that once Peters is caught up and, physically like in game-ready shape, left tackle, left guard. But then when Tyler Smith came and dominated, they said, no, Peters, go inside, play guard.
Yeah.
Like,
what if you
to me, that just tells me like they do not want to move Tyler Smith.
What if you move Tyler Smith to right tackle for Tyron Smith? Like you have both the Smiths at right tackle and left Peters at left guard.
That'd be interesting, because I feel like this is almost like a Dak and Romo type thing. Like when Tyron, if he does come back this year, I think they're gonna.
You would sit Tyron Smith on the bench?
Yeah,
I would. Because Terrence Steele's kind of held his own at right tackle. And do you want to risk Tyron Smith getting hurt again?
I don't know, man. Tyron Smith,
after not playing an entire season.
Because when Tyron Smith is on the field,
that's the problem.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If he's healthy,
when is he healthy though?
And I mean, really, if he does come back, it's gonna be late in the season. So, like, is there really a point in trying to get Tyron Smith?
I think you sit him unless you desperately need him.
I'll say like if the offensive line is performing perfectly, like there's no weak links on the offensive line, like everybody's playing up to par. Then I would have Tyron Smith as my swing tackle, backup offensive tackle.
Right.
But if there's a weak spot, like let's say everybody's great, but Terrence Steele is kind of getting beat at times, then I would insert Tyron Smith.
One or the other.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could see that, but Tyler Smith is holding on spot, not letting go.
And also underrated player also, Noah Brown. Noah Brown's really stepped up at receiver as a number 2 receiver right now.
He was basically a glorified tight end, because we knew when Noah Brown came into the game, it was just a block.
Yeah,
that's what he was. He's a big physical blocking receiver in the run game. But now, the Bengals game, he made some catches.
Well, I think that comes because of the Cooper Rush connection. Like, think about it, that's the guy you practice with every day at practice squad. Like, that's just who you're used to. You know what I mean? As a backup, that's who you're used to.
Right.
So Dak Prescott's a little bit different for him, but he's looked good. Cooper Rush, I mean, the defense looks amazing, like you mentioned. Michael Parsons has been on a tear, been great.
Even Diggs, like. I know I'm sorry, Trevon. As much as we clown Trevon Diggs as like being a zone coverage, corner, like he doesn't play press man. Like
this is good.
He clamped up Jamar Chase.
He's made the plays.
He's made plays when he needed to. So it's like maybe you do have a legit shutdown corner in Trevon Diggs as well.
Yeah. I think they win these next 2. I think the Eagles game's gonna be the good game, but I think they win these next 2 against the Washington and the Rams. I think they'll win those 2. So set at 4. They'll be 4-1.
Yeah.
4-1, and go to the Eagles game.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be fun. That's what I'm saying. I think they'll beat the Rams and the Washington this week.
They're playing the Rams in LA, aren't they?
Yeah. The Rams are trash though. I'm about to say the Rams are trash.
They're not what they were last year.
They're the LA Cups.
I still might take the Rams in that.
I
matchup.
think
all you have is Cooper Kupp. They ain't even looking. Matthew Stafford ain't looking for
I
nothing
think
else.
them losing to Von Miller was a lot more of a bigger issue than people
even offensively though. They have no running game.
Well, the recent game against Arizona, Cam Akers, they finally got him factored into the running game.
Yeah, but they're really relying on Kupp for everything.
Now the thing with Cam Akers though, I don't know going into next week will they give him the same usage, because at the end of last game, he fumbled near the goal line. And that's something that Sean McVay has been hard on Cam Akers. When he fumbles, he usually sits him in the doghouse for a while until he brings him back up. So
Their running game's bad. I don't trust Matthew Stafford to stay healthy. I also don't trust Matthew Stafford making the throws. He's also only looking at Kupp. He's only throwing to one receiver. Like, that's dangerous. Even Keyshawn Johnson went on ESPN and said, like, you got to find some other guys. You can't be calling the same guy every time. All he goes to is Kupp.
yeah, it's terrible. I trust me.
And that's not going to win. You can't win like that this year.
I've got Allen Robinson in one of my fantasy leagues, and I've had to drop him just because of the
exactly.
situation.
So my thing is, you can't tell me that team can win like that. That's all you can rely on. If,
No,
if I'm the Cowboys,
I think nobody's because the Rams are now what 2-1.
yeah, they're not too
Record-wise?
Yeah,
impressive.
2-1.
Just, you
Yeah,
know.
like, that's the thing. Like they're 2-1, and we'll touch on it here in a minute with our most impressive, disappointing teams. But I'm not completely sold on the Rams at 2-1.
I don't think they have it.
I don't think they're as legit as the record says.
I think they still are the front runner in their division. I think they can still win the division, but I don't see them going far in the playoffs. Like, repeating as Super Bowl champs.
No, I think they're
that's
first
out
round
of the
exit.
question. That's the first round. Yeah,
That's their first round exit.
But hey, I mean, kudos to the Cowboys.
Yeah, shout out to them.
We'll see what happens.
I actually had them penciled. I surprised you said, not to cut you off, I'm surprised you said that you thought they were going to lose. I thought even with Cooper Rush, I thought they were going to win this game. I never doubted they were going to win this one. I didn't think the Giants were legit like that, though.
They're
Daniel
trending.
Jones?
They're trending in the right direction. Like DeBall, I think is the right guy for that team.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
he is, but Daniel Jones still.
But, yeah.
I don't think Daniel Jones is the answer. Also, the Giants, I don't know why they have talent at the receiver position.
They
Yeah,
just lost
they don't.
Sterling
They just
Shepard.
don't get
It's
them
the
involved.
quarterback. It's the quarterback.
Who? Kenny Galladay?
Well, it's Kenny. They had
Kadarius
Tony.
I like Kadarius Toney. I like Kenny
Shepard,
Galladay, bro.
but then you got
Wandale Robinson, who they just drafted.
I feel like Kenny Galladay. No, bro.
no.
I think attitude's a problem.
I-
I think all that. I think
Darius Slayton, like as a core,
Yeah.
it's a solid core. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
like
yeah,
there's
for sure.
one. They don't have a standout number one. They don't have a true number one. I don't.
Well,
think
maybe
so.
maybe it's, you go in the draft this year. Well, they already won a lot. Won 30 games already. But go in the draft. I think Lamar Jackson's gonna be in Baltimore. I know you mentioned the Giants for Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson. I think he'll be still in Baltimore. But
There is one thing I will say that's positive for the Giants is that Saquon Barkley being back to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
that
he'll be
we've
tradable this summer. You're not signing for Saquon Barkley another contract, are you? Or if you are, it's like a not that much.
seen.
bread.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay him
I don't-
top
I don't think-
dollar.
I don't think his contract is up this summer. I think it's after next year.
Would you want to keep him though? Or would you trade him?
It depends. If
What,
I
what,
if,
6
if,
year?
if I can get that quarterback position situated within this next year, like
I keep Saquon.
I would keep Saquon because I think the Giants have a talented roster to win. I think they have
What kind
some
of quarterback? You
talent.
talking about quarterback that's already? You talking about rookie or you talking about somebody that's already established?
Somebody established.
They're gonna be the veteran quarterback.
Yeah,
So you
right,
talking about
right,
you want a 1 year just sit 1 year guy just to play
Like if Jimmy Garoppolo is a free agent by the end of the year, I would target Jimmy.
You want a 1 year gap, quarterback.
Yeah.
I look at Jimmy Garoppolo as a future.
to give me
quarterback.
2
You want
years to find a rookie.
Yeah, give me 2 years.
Give me 2 years.
I can
Give me-
draft. You can always
Give me
still
this
draft
draft
a
and the
rookie.
next draft, and I'll find a rookie quarterback.
Develop.
Okay.
But
Well, Jimmy Garoppolo looked last week. I don't know if people gonna be wanting Jimmy Garoppolo like that.
Hey, isn't it funny how the same week we've had with the Dan Orlovsky and Mart Sanchez? They're both like, damn,
I'm no
Hey.
longer the joke.
we're no longer the butted jokes. Same week, same day, actually.
I don't know how do you step out of bounds, but then you throw a pick six to Bradley Chubb. I just like
It was like one way or the other.
That game
it was
was.
a bad
I
play.
was excited for that game. The game was boring to watch. I was like, oh my goodness.
it wasn't like it was a punter game.
Yes.
It wasn't even the defenses do it was bad offense.
It was
I feel
like,
like,
damn, bro.
but
Yeah.
hey, we'll see. We'll just see how that
Hey,
happens.
my boy Jeff Wilson was looking good.
Hey, yes
Yeah,
sir,
he
yes
does.
sir. Go
Yeah.
mean green.
Go mean green.
Jaden
Jaden Darden made some plays in Tampa too. Hey,
Hey.
go mean green.
So really quick, let's talk about some of these running back injuries heading into Week 4. Dalvin Cook was a full participant in practice today. Still no word on Montgomery and DeAndre Swift for the Lions and Bears. Looks like they're going to be out this week. Christian McCaffrey did not practice for this again today,
Not surprising.
and then Jonathan Taylor did not practice Wednesday. First practice he's missed ever.
Damn.
So that's a dude right there. So Taylor, McCaffrey, Cook, Swift, Montgomery. If one of those guys can't go, which one do you think is the most significant to their team?
Gotta be Taylor.
I gotta be Jonathan Taylor.
Taylor.
You trying to get out of a hole. Like the
I mean-
offense already was struggling, and if you lose Jonathan Taylor, I mean, Hines and Matt Ryan, huh?
I would also say Christian McCaffrey just because of how the Panthers looked last year without him. But also, I've seen Christian McCaffrey with the Panthers this year, and the offense still ain't impressive.
No, it's
So
not. It's fair.
you know,
Yeah, I think. Also, it's like with Cook and Madison, you have a very good backup.
Yes, Madison can get it done.
Yeah, I'm confident Jamal Williams and the Lions. I'm confident in Khalil Herbert might be the better back for that offense than David Montgomery right now.
Yeah, I just think it's more of Matt Eberflus and what the scheme that he brought to Chicago.
Mhm.
I just don't think it's great for David Montgomery. That's why Khalil Herbert's looked more effective, just because it's more of that zone running scheme, so it fits him. Hey, I'll say this: trade deadline, David Montgomery.
That'd be a name to watch.
I would target him if I'm Miami or any other team that needs a running back.
Yeah, for sure. It might be just Taylor by default because, like you said, like with McCaffrey, even this year with the Panthers, the offense has not looked very good.
Yeah.
So I mean,
especially in the first half. First half, it's looked dreadful.
And yet they beat us last week.
Oh man, yeah, I'm surprised we haven't talked more about the Saints recently.
I mean, you want to talk about it real quick?
Yeah, hey,
I'll give you
one of the new black helmets this week, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
with the color rush.
Let's hope that changes.
I mean, I'll just give you I'll give you my 2 cents. I mean, I think it's all on Jameis Winston in all seriousness. I think the play calling has been good. It has been questionable at times, sure, but the plays have been good. The receivers are getting open, whether it's Thomas or Landry across the middle, Kamara's in the flats, just sitting there. And maybe I'm just spoiled by Breeze all those years and Sean Payton.
You have been.
But like Jameis cannot identify. Like the Panthers had their way with blitzing off the edge because Jameis cannot identify which side blitzes were coming from. It's just he's not, and I get it. The 4 fractures in his back. He's dealing with a bad ankle. He's dealing with bad hips right now. His hip flexors he's rehabbing those as well.
Yeah.
So I get the dude can't move.
But still, you should be able to identify.
But the injuries can't be an excuse to you missing Alvin Kamara wide open in the flat 8 times a game, or Michael Thomas coming across the middle open.
Yeah,
and
you're not making the audibles.
Yeah, and you're just sitting there waiting to throw the deep ball to Olave. And I mean Olave's been great. He was just in Rookie of the Month, so he's been great. But it's on Jameis for me. The defense has done its part. We easily could be 3-0 with average quarterback play, because I think against Tampa, average quarterback play beats the Bucs in week 2. They had the Bucs, I thought, but then Jameis threw those 3 picks and that ruined it.
Because Tom Brady was amazing that game.
Yeah,
and he has been amazing so far.
He looked good last week. Without on receivers too. Almost won that game. Should have. Green Bay looked. I thought Green Bay should have been more disappointed than the Buccaneers should. Boy.
Well, I think both those teams, like, they had chances to really because Green Bay had a chance to pull away with that Aaron Jones touchdown, but he fumbled at the goal line, got hit.
Hey, you can't blame him.
Can't blame him.
Via Vea, like if you've a
how does Via Vea hit you in coverage? I think if you put Vita Vea in that situation 100 times,
I really can't say I blame Aaron Jones.
I'm pretty sure every time the ball is going to get knocked out from somebody.
Because I'm pretty sure Jones thought he had a touchdown, like we all did, but then
he thought he felt a linebacker on him, but instead it was a defensive tackle. But in Tampa Bay had chances. Russell Gage, that he fumbled.
Yeah.
Breshad Perriman, big gain, fumbled.
Yep.
So
to the Saints' point though. I told you.
Easily could be 3-0.
I told you the offseason.
Average play.
I told you. I said, hey, bro, you sure you don't want no Deshaun Watson possibly? No, bro, we got Jameis. I'm not worried. We got Jameis. Deshaun Watson looked pretty nice. If you want to say not for this year, the future, at least you know you have some stability. Now you have Jameis Winston. Is he on a 2-year deal or 1-year deal?
2 years.
Deal.
Okay, this is basically the future for the next 2 years. And then you're back to, okay, how do we build around this team and get a quarterback? Tough place to be because their team is talented. The defense is talented. The offense, you got some weapons. They're not going to be bad.
And it's really weird because, like, last year we had no receivers whatsoever, and we were still competitive offense.
Thank you, Sean Payton.
And now I'm looking at this. I'm like, how the hell do we have Mike Thomas, Landry, Olave, and we can't get anything?
Like y'all legit have the most talented receiving core in the NFL. Like I'll be honest there, because I think just as far in depth wise, you have guys.
Our 6 guys.
I take Tampa Bay still.
Nah.
I'll take New Orleans. I just think, look, you have Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, top 3. That's solid. Traquan Smith, a guy who's been playing as number 2 for the past couple years, hasn't been a great number 2, but he's been experienced as a number 2, is now at number 4. Marquez Callaway is now number 5 option.
And Deontay Harris.
Deontay Harris has a
Or
number
Hardy
6
now, I
option.
should say.
So that's not.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a good 6.
That's a good
but
6.
I think it all just comes down to Jameis. And also, I don't get why the coaching staff seems to push playing Jameis. Because Dennis Allen said at his press conference in London a few days ago that, oh, yeah, we're going to rest Jameis this weekend, ready to go 100% as he can be. And I'm
What do you
just
mean
like,
by why keep pushing? What are you going to do? You going to play Andy Dalton? You
Andy
he's
Dalton
gonna-
right
you know
now
what he's
gives
gonna
you a
be.
better chance.
We saw in the Cowboys what he was, though. We know what Andy Dalton's going to be. He'll probably get one good game, then he's back to being.
But the Cowboys are kind
a
of
backup.
Here's the thing
they-
with Dennis Allen. I don't think he wanted to just because he didn't want to make it
deal with
feel
the
like
off.
that, and also it would have felt rushed. Like he would have thought to himself like, okay, we're in panic mode if we're benching Jameis this early.
But it's not a bench. Just let him heal up. When he's ready to play, he's the starter.
I mean,
Well,
here's the thing,
but
Andy
that's
Dalton
why you
win,
signed
though.
Andy Dalton
But
in the
then,
offseason.
what if Andy Dalton performs and he's playing like at a great level?
Well, hey, we have a good problem then. That's a problem I'm okay with. If Andy Dalton's slinging it and playing, great football, and now Jameis coming back, that's a great problem to have. But
So I think the whole point of getting Jameis situated because you had to get him back with that because he had that ACL injury last year.
yeah,
So you're trying to get him back in, situated. You're trying to get him back healthy. I don't know, man. It's
weird because
weird.
this team should be 1-2 right now with the talent we have.
you mean 3-0?
Or no, they should be 1-2. They should be 3-0.
Well, I'm saying they are 1-2.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be 1-2. But especially with the Panthers game, just frustrated me to the max because
The Panthers.
it's the Panthers.
Panthers didn't do shit until
The
that
Panthers had the
the
one big play with Chenault
Chenault, yep.
towards the end of the game.
And you picked this team to win the NFC South, and I know I said, oh, they could be in the hunt for that. They could be in that wild card spot possibly, or fighting for the division.
There were a lot of people who were saying this team was a number 1 seed.
And it's
in
crazy
the
how
NFC.
things change. Yeah, you start seeing on paper like, damn.
Well, the
bro.
South and Jones kind of just been disappointing right now. I mean, you could look at Tampa, but
Tampa got injuries though.
Tampa's got issues. The Falcons and Panthers, we kind of knew what they were going into the year.
Hey, shout out to Falcons. They've been
The
They-
Falcons
they-
have
no,
the Falcons have been better
Hear
than
me,
I
hear me
thought.
out. Hear me
Nah,
out.
Kyle Pitts
No.
is killing my fantasy right now.
But
He ain't done a damn thing.
Hey,
They've been
Drake London helped my
They've been
fantasy.
better than I thought they were.
Yeah,
gonna be.
they've been in close games with a lot of teams.
Like offensively, they've been a lot better than I expected. Like Marcus Mariota, Cordell Patterson,
Imagine if he was the Colts.
they've been a lot better than I expected.
Yeah.
Give them credit. Panthers,
Yeah.
Matt Rule's holding that team back. I think at the end of the day, so because that's a good team. The Panthers have a good roster.
You think he's getting fired?
Matt Rule?
Do you think you've seen enough to a point where, like, hey, I know what Baker Mayfield is? Like, Baker Mayfield is not that guy. Like, he can't be a franchise quarterback.
No,
I'd probably bring him back on cheap.
I would
deal.
bring Baker back.
This
on a
is
cheap
this is
deal.
for you, Makai.
I would.
many years,
I
though?
would if I'm Carolina.
2 year?
I bring Baker back on a 2-year, $20 million deal. At the worst case, he's a luxury backup to have.
I look to move Christian McCaffrey.
I would too.
And I know. Okay, I got also trade. I was thinking about a trade I would do. Okay, just hear me out.
Yeah.
If I'm the Panthers, I know this guy's a stud. He's a stud. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm calling the Panthers about DJ Moore. And
I
seeing,
wouldn't trade DJ Moore away.
I'm seeing how much would you want for DJ Moore because I think DJ Moore's a true one.
He is, but he's
And you
had
put him on the Chiefs.
he's had terrible quarterbacks.
That's what I'm saying. You put him on the Chiefs.
He's like a more underrated version of Terry.
Can you imagine how
McLaurin.
nasty that'd be though?
That would be nasty. Yeah,
2 firsts.
a 1 and a 2. I don't think DJ Moore's worth 2 first.
So
But a
why
1
don't
and a
you
2.
do it?
A 1 and a 2.
I would do that deal.
But
You do it?
I would do it.
I would do
Yeah,
it. DJ
Chiefs.
Moore is very good. He's a
I move
very,
Christian McCaffrey too, but I think honestly, the Carolina Panthers is just if you want to keep Baker Mayfield, I get that. You need a small reboot. I move Christian McCaffrey, fresh blood, get him up out of here. He's been here for what 7 years now. 7, 8 years.
Somewhere around
7, 8
there.
years.
Seven.
Let's move him
I'll
on
say
out.
6 or 7.
If I can get off that contract, let's move him. I know that contract big, but let's try to get him up out of here and start fresh. I need some new blood. But I like Matt Rule though. I think he's a decent coach. Hey, who'd you like? I like Frank Wright for that job too though. If
I
he
don't know
got-
who I would like.
if you
for
get
that
fired
job.
from Indianapolis.
That's a good question. I don't know who I would like for that job. Okay, real quick. Do you
Josh
want
McCaffrey. Josh McDaniels.
5 years. He's been in the league 5 years.
5 years, okay. It feels like longer.
McCaffrey?
It feels like it's been
Sheesh.
7, 8 years.
Them knees have been in the league. Them knees have been in the league for about 8
Sheesh.
years. Y'all want to do NBA win projections, or do y'all want to move on to? Actually, no, that's what we're gonna do. I'm tripping. I thought we took those lined up, but we do not. So NBA preview of the 2022-23 season. This is from Kevin Peltron from ESPN. He has the win projections for the Western Conference based on all the analytics, stats, nerd numbers, things like that. He has the Eastern and Western Conference figured out. Where do y'all want to start? West or East?
I think the East is more juicy, so start with the West.
Yeah.
West?
Yeah, I think.
All right, I'm gonna see if you guys can kind of just crack. Play a little guessing game here. Who do you think they have pegged as the number 1 team right now in the
Clippers.
West?
Clippers or Warriors?
Nope.
Denver?
Nope. Think about a team that flopped pretty hard last
Phoenix?
year. Phoenix.
Huh. I don't see it.
Did you guys see Aiton's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that
kind of weird. I don't think they're gonna. I think they'll be definitely there because they have a lot of young talent. But I don't think they're gonna go as hard for the 1 seed. I think they're gonna go more for rest than anything, especially for Chris Paul. So I think the Clippers are the 1 seed.
They have the Suns averaging at 49 wins
49 wins.
And a 1 seed with 49?
and a 1 seed.
Huh. I don't see that.
Number 2.
Clippers.
Nope.
Warriors?
Nope.
Denver?
Yep. The Nuggets.
Damn, no respect.
47.9 wins.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't see that one either because Jamal Murray. I don't know. I'm a little worried about Jamal Murray. They said he's still trying to get himself back together. It's been like over a year and a half. So
It's not even that. It's just having to rely on Michael Porter. Because you got
He's
rely
back
on
now.
Michael Porter Jr.
He's got surgery.
But
He's
you
back.
got to rely on him staying healthy. That's the
well,
thing.
I'm not relying. I mean, Jokic's gonna get you some wins. I'm just relying on Jamal Murray being back. I think that's the second. They need him more than need Michael Porter Jr. But I get what you're saying too, though. I wouldn't put them there either. This list so far, I'm like, I'm not with this list.
Number 3. Think of number 3 as like the Chargers of the Western Conference. Like, you know how we hyped up the Chargers this year?
Mhm.
On paper, they could be a real fun team
You know,
to
the Clippers,
watch. No. Think of a team getting like a lot of hype this offseason.
Pelicans
Yes.
at 3.
At 3.
Yeah,
This
that's
list is already
this is
fucking-
bugging, bro. I don't want to see what the East look like. This is disrespectful. Now, I don't disrespect the Pelicans. Just saying, this
The
is crazy.
Clippers, man. Oh, come on, bro.
But on paper, the Pels, scary team this year, I think.
Not better than the Clippers, even on
No.
paper. The Clippers have way more depth.
Clippers have about 5-6 men. That 5 people that could be
That's
6
why I
men
like
for
Clippers
them.
are the 1 seed. 'Cause I think Clippers, even if they want to rest Kawhi and PJ, they have so much depth. They can still play guys and still win games. Like
Right.
guys like Brendan Boston ain't finna play.
Okay.
But
So
go ahead, keep going.
4, they have the Grizzlies.
Okay.
5 is the Timberwolves.
Mm.
6 is the Clippers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Disrespect.
This is bugging.
7
Where's
is
Tim Bontemps back? Oh
7
my
is the
God.
Mavericks.
Oh no. Yeah, I need to call up Tim McMahon.
And
Tim
who's
Bontemps.
the one team we haven't mentioned in the Western Conference
Did you,
yet?
wait, the
Lakers.
Warriors.
Oh, the Warriors.
Where the Warriors at, man?
They're 8.
Jesus, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think I don't.
The
see.
disrespect.
So here is basically kind of like a summarized version
See, think about
of what he wrote. The
People
last
sitting?
2 years, huh?
Is he? Oh, go ahead.
The last 2 years, Golden State Warriors spent in the lottery between losing in the 2019 finals and reclaiming the title in June. Have thrown this and many other. They've thrown a lot of stat-based projections into this. So you're talking about like analytics,
Mhm.
factoring into why they think the Warriors are going to be as good this year. They say a lot of it has to do with losing Otto Porter Jr. and I've never heard of the stat before, but RAPM. Don't know what that means. But they're saying that stat factors into Porter Jr. and Gary Patton as that's to work against the Warriors this year. And they expect the Warriors to outperform this projection. They have them sitting at 41.9 wins.
Can I have a moment? Where's the camera at? This right here, guys.
The Warriors are going to be much better than that.
This is when you realize that all stats ain't good, and at the end of the day, you gotta you just gotta roll the ball out there. You know what I'm saying?
Regular. Javante, what does this mean?
What does it say? I can't read.
Regularized adjusted plus minutes. Oh, plus minus. I have no clue with that. That's one of them analytical
But
stats.
but look, okay, let's just break this down real quick. I know we ain't get that much time. Let's break it down real quick. The Warriors, first let's start the Warriors. I'm not worried about the Otto Porter Jr. Like, I get that he was a 6'9", can shoot the ball, but you have Kuminga coming in his second year who you expected to have a bigger role. You brought back Iguodala, who's gonna be there for a little bit. You know, he's older.
You got
But even-
Moses Moody as well.
I was about to say, but Gary Payne, you let him go because you had Jordan Poole, you got Moses, you got a lot of these young guys that you gotta give it. Dante DiVincenzo, you signed.
Great signing.
You
Yep.
brought JaMychal Green in. Like, you had these other guys. JaMychal Green's another 6'9" guy, can shoot the ball also. So you basically have got guys that like replace these guys. Like, a lot of the core is there. They're gonna be great. The Clippers being so low also. The Clippers, like I mentioned, I'm not gonna go too hard. I like their depth. They have 2 point guards. John Wall thinks have a great year. Nicholas Batum at the wing. You have Mir Coffey. You have these guys are all. You have these young guys like Terrence Mann who played big minutes from the playoffs when Kawhi Leonard went down. Then you had them play big minutes last year in big games. Luke Kennard. They have so much depth that they're gonna be able to sit guys like Kawhi or rest Kawhi on certain nights, or Paul George or John Wall, and still win games because there's so many talent. I didn't say Norman Powell.
Yeah.
They got so much talent on that team. The only thing that they lack is another big man, but
Yeah.
still solid.
Yeah.
The Mavericks I think are going to be better than what they're projecting also. I think the projection's all off. I think Phoenix is going to fall down a little bit because I think Phoenix is going to take a break and try to go in and say, we're not trying to win as many games. We're trying to win, but we're going to ease up the
Make the
bet.
tournament. Yeah.
Exactly. We're trying to get to the final. We're trying to make ready for the playoff run. Clippers are going to be, I think, the 1 seed. Warriors, I think, will be the 4 seed. Denver, I think, is the 5 seed. I can't go through all of them right now. But I don't this projection thing's kind of crazy to me. I don't see.
To round out the West, so after the Warriors at 8, they have the Lakers at 9. Portland at 10, Sacramento at 11, the Jazz 12, Spurs 13, Oklahoma 14, and the Rockets 15.
I think the Lakers, if everything goes well and ADs and LeBron are healthy, I think they're a 6 seed
The Lakers?
at best.
I think the Lakers could get 10 more wins, like 10, easily adjust their thing by 10 wins if they made a trade for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. If they were able to do that deal with Indiana,
Yeah.
where Russell Westbrook get Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, that easily gives them 10 wins. Like you can add that.
Let me
to
ask you this is kind of interesting as far as Oklahoma's concerned. Come trade deadline, do you think Gilchrist Alexander
Yes.
is a guy who could be on the move?
Yes,
Because I don't think he really fits into what they're trying to do down the road.
absolutely.
Yeah, so that's one name I'm kind of keeping my eye
I know
on.
people brought up Toronto, like Toronto's interested. I know New York would probably be interested too. Well, I think New York will still be interested also.
I mean, the biggest thing with Shea is going to be the injuries. Can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
But,
He's
you
only
know,
25,
he's a talent when he's on the
27.
court.
But also, there's a lot of points where I've seen Shea, like, he got hurt, but, like, he could have played, but because of where Oklahoma
Yeah.
City is at right now, he chooses not to play.
I
because,
only
you
see
know,
him getting moved if you put out a crazy offer, at least like 3 firsts.
Yeah.
I don't see him getting
Yeah.
moved unless you put out 3 firsts, which the Knicks could do, and I think Toronto could do it too if they wanted to. But I definitely think the Knicks could be in that hunt if they want to get a guard.
Yeah.
But I definitely think they're still in the tank mode right now at this point until they see what, they get Chet Holmgren and shit.
And just another thing I want to add real quick about the Warriors that makes them even scarier is the fact that pretty much everybody's healthy going into this year. Klay Thompson is healthy. Finished last year with them. He's coming into training camp healthy.
Right.
So I think they're going to be a lot better than a lot of people are giving them credit for.
Yeah.
Including this article, because
Yeah.
I don't see the Warriors finishing with the 8th most wins in the Western Conference.
Let me hit Brian Windhorst. This is ESPN you said? I didn't call it Brian Windhorst tonight. And Tim Bontemps.
Who let them publish this article? That's what I wanna
The
know.
Eastern Conference.
Oh, man. I know.
One is the Celtics.
Okay, never mind. This guy's a point. This guy has it going down there. Yeah, you my guy, brother. You knew what you were talking about.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
2 is Milwaukee.
That's some bullshit.
Okay.
3 is the 76ers.
Okay.
4 is Toronto.
Okay.
5 is Atlanta. 6 is the Heat. 7 is Brooklyn. 8 is Cleveland. 9 is the Knicks.
Bullshit.
The
Excuse my
Hornets are
language.
10th.
Okay.
The Wizards are 11th. The Bulls are 12th. Pacers 13. Magic and the Pistons round out the
They put the
East.
Wizards ahead of us?
So they say the Wizards are going to average 40 wins and that the Bulls are going to average 38.1.
Man, yeah.
Okay, I will say this.
Fuck
I
outta
like his
here.
Eastern Conference better than his West, but I would take the Bulls and put the Bulls like at 9 or 8, maybe 7.
'Cause I think the Bulls will be better than Washington, Charlotte, and the Knicks.
Knicks,
Like right
yes.
off
No,
the
I
bat.
don't think they're better than. I don't know about the Knicks one.
Yes, we're better.
Because the
than
Knicks because the Knicks went and got Jalen Brunson gives them a point guard now. You still have RJ Barrett. Julius trying to have a bounce back year where he's solid. You still have those young guys in Quinn Grimes. You have Mitchell Robinson. They have some talent. Obi Toppin.
But I think they're right there behind Cleveland.
Who?
The Bulls.
Yeah.
I think the
Bulls are
Knicks.
right there
I think the
behind
Knicks and the
Cleveland.
Bulls are even. They're like the same to me. I think they're the same level, and I think the Bulls are a little bit worse because they're not as deep. Like the Bulls, they made their 7th. They made their 3 top bench people. Who you brought the bench?
Well, who's our starters? Name.
Well, Alex Caruso or Ayo's going to start because Lonzo Ball's out for the next couple
Okay,
months.
so our bench is Caruso or Ayo,
Okay.
Dragic,
Okay.
Drummond,
Okay.
um,
Give me one more.
Kobe White.
Okay. He named me a couple guards, and all these guys. He has a couple guards that all are well. Goran Dragic is older. You name me guys that can score. If I look at the Knicks team, you have Derrick Rose, Obi Toppin, Quinn Grimes. I think have a great year. You got Hardenstein from the Clippers, the big man. They have a deeper team and a better coach. But the Bulls will be in the 9. They'll be like a 9 seed. I don't think they're gonna be that good because DeMar DeRozan's not gonna be as good as he was last year. He'll be older. Zach LaVine will still be Zach LaVine, but he gets hurt every year. What's Vucevic gonna give you? And Lonzo Ball being out hurts the most because we don't know when he's coming back. If he's gonna come back this season.
It's fair.
But as far as the rest of that, the Nets should be higher. The Nets should be
Also,
at least.
putting the Celtics at number 1. Nope. Stop. Nope.
There you go. See how you come back with that
Nope,
hatred?
That's
that hatred in his heart.
I'm sorry. I think.
Why not?
I think the distraction of
That's not
just.
Oh,
I
here
just
you
think
go.
the whole Ime Udoka
All right, put the button
situation.
down.
I don't. I think they're just. They just won't be as good.
Bro,
I don't think they'll be a number 1 seed.
Have you not seen? Okay, you don't watch training camp. Jared Lilly, everybody's been flowing, bro. This is the same. Joe Mazzulla was actually Jason Tatum showed him love last season. Said he's a great guy, he's a great coach.
Okay.
I believe he can come in, and we have veterans. This team's pretty much the same roster, and you added to it. You still have, it ain't like we lost Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Those guys are still here. You add Malcolm Brogdon. This team has the best chance to be the 1 seed because it's also a young team that plays defense. You treat it like Ime Udoka, or don't forget, Joe was also with Brad Stevens, and Ime Udoka kept him because he was such a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
But the defensive priorities are still going to be the same. The offense, nothing's really going to change as far as as far as how systems run. He might change small things here and there, but as far as the main system, how he runs his defense and offense is going to be the same. If you tell me Jason Tatum's going for an MVP this year, I think he's gonna try to go get the MVP. He's only 25, bro. The guys are young. Giannis and those guys, they're probably gonna take the ease off the break a little bit. Drew Holiday's a little older. They're put our foot on the pedal. Brooklyn, I think, will be higher, like a 5 seed, maybe a 4. If they can get together and come together, I think Kyrie and Kevin Durant are talented. They'll be a 5 seed, I think, or a 4 seed. But yeah, Celtics definitely gonna be the 1 seed.
Here's my bold prediction in the East. I think Philly's gonna be the number 1 team. Number 1 seed.
Goodness.
I think it's gonna be Philly. I like the move getting PJ Tucker.
They're all old.
Lot of
So
3 and D players.
you like the Rockets going to the Rockets basically going to Philadelphia?
Pretty much,
Makes no
yeah.
sense, bro.
Philadelphia
He likes
Rockets.
you like that old ass roster in the regular season. Peter Tucker's 35, bro.
I
36.
like it. I still like him. He doesn't really do much. He doesn't have to do much. Like he's not like relied on.
Bro,
as a
he
scorer.
still has to be
He's still one of the
he
best.
still gets his
defenders.
body beat up.
Okay.
He plays a rough style. You're gonna play him probably at the 4 of 3.
Also, Daniil House, great pickup as well.
If he's hitting shots, he's cool. Yeah, but
And have you seen James Harden? James Harden
my
completely.
He
slowed
said
down.
that last year. James Harden always said they showed him after the first game in Philly running down the damn stadium steps. You're picking. That's what I think. See how he hates the Celtics, bro. You're telling me you're taking those old guys and Joel Embiid, who's gonna get hurt. You're taking them over the young Celtics team.
You damn right. I'm gonna take him.
That's his bias. So he's biased.
He's smiling.
He's biased.
I'm
He's
taking
smiling.
But I
when
do
he
like
says
Cleveland.
that,
I like
I'm
Cleveland a
gonna
lot.
take
And I told you, we talked about this a while back. I said DeAndre, low key, you know what's so sad? The Bulls went out there and spent all that money on Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic, traded for Vucevic, sent everything away, all to become still the 3rd best team in your division of the year. Because the Cleveland Cavaliers are better than the
The Bulls are still better.
The Bulls are not better than
I
Cleveland.
don't give a damn.
Based off
They still
what?
better. They
Based off
just
what?
better. Damn it.
See how
They better.
he's biased as hell, bro. Can't talk basketball with DeAndre. He's biased as hell, bro. He biased.
What did Homelander say in The Boys? I'm better.
Let me ask.
I'm
Let me ask. Who's better,
I'm
bro?
smarter.
Cleveland or the Bulls right now on paper? Who'd you rather have? Whose roster?
Cleveland.
Thank you. They're younger. They're bigger. They have a guy get 28 a game. They have 2 guys in the backcourt that get you buckets, and they have a younger roster.
Okay.
And they have a better bench. Karis LeVert and Rubio off the bench with Kevin Love.
I've seen teams with better rosters lose somehow.
Who? I'm not saying they're gonna win a championship. I said they're a better regular season team than what y'all are.
Don't
Think about it.
matter.
Last year, part of the problem with the Cleveland Cavaliers, they couldn't score the ball enough. They didn't have nobody who could score the ball. That's why they went and got Karis LeVert. Now you put 28 points per game in the shooting guard spot next to Darius Garland. Now sure, defensively they're small guards, but that's why you have Jared Allen, 7-footer. You have Evan Mobley, 7-footer.
I'm gonna tell you
To
right
defend the
now.
paint. They just need a wing. that's all.
Patrick Williams don't take a huge step for us,
He wants Patrick Williams to be Scotty Barnes so bad.
and Dalen Terry is gonna make a rookie
Bro,
team.
he's bringing up rookie. You can make a rookie team. That mean you winning games.
But he's gonna be a contributor off
Just
the
'cause you
bench.
win a
He's
rookie-
gonna be a contributor off the bench. That's what I'm saying.
How many points? What's he putting up?
Well, one, he's great defensively.
Okay, cool.
So, 2
You're not
points.
playing no
Points,
rookie, bro.
Points. He'll probably average around.
Have you not seen how
he
rookies
can
get?
probably- He'll probably average around 6 or 7.
Where was he
points.
drafted, bro?
Huh?
Where was he drafted?
Where?
What spot?
18th.
Okay, 18th. He might be a solid player, but you make it sound this man's gonna come in and be a stud as a rookie.
I just said off the bench. That's all. I
Off the
said,
bench, that's
man.
major
Off the
minutes. We
bench.
talking about playoff. Okay, so come playoff time.
Defensively, yes.
Come
he'll be
playoff
great.
time. How do you get him on the floor? Who's he playing? You have Zach LaVine gotta play. Lonzo gotta play. DeMar DeRozan gotta play. Who's he taking?
He might have to play over one of those guards.
Which
Because
one?
Just because of defensively, he's a better fit.
Over who? He ain't been a Caruso.
Probably not Caruso.
So who's he playing over?
Actually, he'll probably take some of Kobe's minutes. Because since we got Dragic now,
Bro, the Bulls, let's just be honest, Johnny. The Bulls are in a tough situation because they've given up on the picks. They've signed all these guys these contracts. And they're kind of, you know what the Bulls are in that Guys, the Bulls are in a place where there's like no man's land. There's like this. There's no projection to go up. It's just like this. Flat line. And that's the worst place to be in the NBA. Flat line.
Hey, we don't see.
Do you not agree?
We don't see.
I agree.
I mean, you were wrong about the Dolphins heading into this.
This is no. This is different. Football, the Dolphins we got tapped. Basketball and football, that's the same. Because you know what? It's not the same. Basketball's way different. You know why? Because you have a top 15 guy on your roster.
Huh?
You have a top 15 guy on your basketball roster?
Shit, DeRozan was a top 15 last year. Yeah.
Is DeMar DeRozan a top 15 guy going into the season this year? Hell no! Don't you ever think about it. He knows he's wrong, bro. This ain't football. Football, it's easier to win a championship in football because football you can build a team around it. Basketball, if you ain't got the guy, you ain't winning.
You gotta have at least 2 nowadays.
At least 2. And you need some top 15 type talent. DeMar DeRozan is 32 years old and he's not a top 15 guy. Zach LaVine's good. I like him as a scorer, but that's all he is.
Okay.
That team is winning. And Lonzo Ball can't walk up the stairs, bro. That's sad. My man gotta go get knee surgery again.
He said it hurts to walk up the stairs.
The Pelicans got lucky with that one.
I told you we didn't want Lonzo back.
Okay.
Giannis knows damn well he feels safe. Giannis not even looking forward to the Bulls. He's like, I just enjoy Dolphin season right now. Giannis like, he's gonna miss.
You two are flipped. You two are flipped.
Yeah, but I'm
still holding on to football season.
But I'm already a bigger Celtic fan than I am Raider fan, so it is what it is.
I'm a bigger Dolphin fan.
I know. Giannis already think like, oh, at least the Dolphins are good because I got to watch these Bulls play. Giannis is not looking forward to watching the Bulls play.
Bro, we gonna be straight.
This same man told me a couple months ago, he's like, yeah, bro, Lonzo Ball's ready for training camp. Lonzo Ball's ready for training camp. I can't walk up the stairs while hurting my knee. My knee hurts.
We gonna be straight.
That man's not ready to play no basketball.
We gonna be straight, damn it.
We'll see. It's gonna be a fun year. Really quick before we get into our NFL picks, give me one team most impressed and most disappointed with NFL teams wise.
Most impressed? Hey, you already know who I'm.
I know what you're gonna say.
Hey, Miami Dolphins.
So.
Miami Dolphins #1.
Are you singing that song again that nobody else seems to know?
Dolphins fans know it. That's
okay.
They play it on Madden. It's on Madden.
Yeah, every time you score, they always play it. You gotta score with the Dolphins and Madden. You'll hear it.
But deservingly so, Miami 3-0. They've proven they're, I think, a legit team in the AFC.
Yeah, I mean, this is my thing. I told you, and I told you. I said when I looked at the Dolphins' first 4 games, I said Miami, we needed to win at least 2 of those games to be in a good spot.
Mm-hmm.
We've won 3 so far, and there's a chance we could get the 4th one tonight. Yes, 2 of them are in division. Yep. One of them's against one of them is in the conference against a powerhouse. 2 of them are powerhouses in the AFC, and we beat them both.
Yeah, that's fair.
Regardless, I don't care whatever excuses y'all have. Oh,
hey, I told you I've been on the Tua, not on the train like you, but I've been optimistic about Tua.
Yeah, and Tua he's played good. I think it took talent helps.
God, brother, come out of hiding, come out back up here, brother.
But it's like there's always there's always
Javonte needs reinforcements.
I hate on Tua, but Makai will be back if they lose a night. Makai will be back. He go put the seat.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Yeah, I ain't seen your ass. Yeah, you're right. I ain't seen Makai. I remember when I texted in a group chat. I was like, "Oh man, Tua's balling out." Hey, where was Makai? Makai was dead quiet. Because why? Because I ain't seen Baker. Hey, how's Baker playing? How's Kyler playing?
Yeah, Makai everything. He like that thing. And
it just disappears. He knows it.
You need your ass. Beyonce Tua's balling. 6 tutties.
Yeah, Makai completely disappeared once that.
Love you, Makai, brother. Come back.
Yeah, for we need Makai.
Makai probably had the Tets ready, which is the first half. Tua threw he was 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
The Ravens game.
Yeah, the Ravens game. He was probably ready. He deleted that shit. He probably had a whole paragraph ready explaining how Tua's trash.
I'm happy we're not got no more of those dolphin therapy sessions.
Oh, that's great.
We're about to have a lot of bull sessions.
Yeah, we got a lot of bull sessions.
But no, the great thing. The thing about Tua though is everybody seems to move the narrative. They move the needle. At one point it's, Tua's not good and all this, and then when and then that's he gets the talent. Tua's not going to be able to hit those guys deep. He doesn't have the deep ball. He hits the deep ball. Oh man, now that was against the backup secondary. Regardless, who gives a fuck? He's able to hit that deep ball.
We see it more consistently. We see it. If he does it tonight, and he does it next week, you do it for the first 5-6 weeks, then we can start talking about it. I think people will buy more in. I agree. Well, I'm not going to take his because he's already said it, but I agree. The Dolphins have looked great. Shout out to the Dolphins. I'm glad DeAndre's able to enjoy his season.
Yep.
For the first time in about 15 plus years.
Since the Wildcat.
Since the Wildcat walked around.
Shut up.
You see he's wearing his gear, all proud and some hats and everything now. I'm proud of him.
I was wearing it before, but okay.
Okay, but back to how I was saying, he went on YouTube videos.
Who's your most impressive?
Hey,
team?
Cowboys been wearing jerseys all these years.
I was gonna say Dolphins, but I already said I knew he was gonna say. I would go with the Eagles. I've been very impressed with how Jalen Hurts has looked. As far as throwing the ball, I really like seeing Devontae Smith, how he's grown as a receiver and being able to play at number 2 role. Like, you really just see the difference of having a guy like A.J. Brown there and how he's opened up and be able to make plays and stuff like that. And last week, he had some crazy catches. I was like, oh, my goodness. But Jalen Hurts has looked amazing, throwing the ball, moving. From his rookie year, seeing where he was coming into, changing the jersey number, all kinds of like that. Just seeing the growth in him as a leader. Because I think we all thought he was a leader off the field. But seeing the growth as a leader on the field, being able to take this team places, I think the linemen are playing great, the running backs, the D tackle, the D linemen, the rookie out of Georgia's looking great. The team just looks great. They have a great roster. Darius Slay, I thought he was done. Well, not done, but Darius Slay has been, to me, a no-show since he got out of Detroit.
Yep.
But he's looked like he's revived and rejuvenated. He's looked great these first couple weeks. So, overall, I think they just look really good. They just have a complete team, it looks like. And I heard they're trying to go get another D lineman, which is kind of crazy for old dude going down.
I mean, I think Jalen Hurts, one thing that helps about him is just having those guys that can win those contested catches.
Exactly,
Like, he didn't have that last year.
Yeah.
Like, Devontae Smith can do it. He should have done it a lot more last year, but he wasn't in a position
It's
to.
kind of like almost with Devontae playing wide receiver 2, it's almost better for him.
Yeah.
It's better for him to play wide receiver 2.
And everybody's getting targets still. Like, they've had a different receiver, I think, lead in receiving last couple weeks.
Yeah.
But Pascal, like, Dallas, we forget about Dallas Go. We didn't speak about him, but, like, he's looked great. Like, you know. And also, I just think it's kind of like remind me like the Josh Allen transition when he got his Stephon Diggs and everything just took off for him. I think that's the same with Jalen Hurts. I definitely think he's the quarterback of the future there. I want to see more, of course, but I think he'll definitely be the guy.
But when Tua does it, it's still, we got to see more of this mother.
But Jalen Hurts showed me last year. He made the playoffs last year. He showed me he could get there.
Tua showed flashes last year, but okay. All right,
get to the playoffs, bro. See how he takes it. Oh, he showed flashes. Jalen Hurts carried that team to the playoffs.
Okay, we were 1 win away from playoffs.
But you didn't get there, goddammit. And Tua didn't play good that Buffalo game, did he? How you look at that Buffalo game to get to the playoffs?
Okay, Buffalo game was trash.
Okay, then. So my point is, Buffalo didn't do the job. See how he tried to take the. See how he tried to do it. He tried to push and push
the narrative.
Yes, he talking about pushing the narrative.
All I'm saying is that they talked about, oh man, Josh Allen was great when he got Stephon Diggs and all these weapons. Just Jalen Hurts was great when he got all these weapons. That's what I'm saying is that even I'm not talking about just you. I'm just talking about like people in general. Like they were still like, oh, Tua is still gonna be trash.
Didn't Josh Allen make the plus before he got Stephon Diggs? Against Houston, they didn't play Houston that year before he got Stephon Diggs. So he made the plus before he got Stephon Diggs too. My point is, those guys already showed they get to the playoffs at least. Mm-hmm. He got there without Stephon Diggs. Jalen Hurts got there last year, lost to a better team in Tampa.
I mean, could it be?
What the hell are you talking about?
I mean, could it also be coaching too?
He is the same coach.
Yeah, their coaches are good.
The rookie head coach,
Nick Sirianni, but he's an offensive minded coach. So like,
you like this.
Brian
Flores. Look, he's the one told us Brian Flores gonna keep his job. He great in the locker room. Players respect him.
Brian Flores is a great locker room guy. As far as a guy who can get a team to go out and compete week in, week out. Because you look at hold on. You look at how our roster was, where we stripped it down, tore it down, traded Tunzel away, traded Minka Fitzpatrick. Yes, Brian Flores seemed like a great coach at that moment. However, the problem with Brian Flores that I keep telling you every time, why he got fired, is that he could never make adjustments.
But DeAndre,
he could never
last season.
Hold on. He never hired a good offensive coordinator.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but what I'm saying is, I'm talking about you. We're in that studio last year. You brought up how Brian Flores ain't gonna get fired. He ain't gonna get fired. Did he say that? So where Tony at? You literally said he's not gonna get fired. He'll be here. Now you're talking about, we have a good coach. You done changed the narrative. You told me Brian Flores was good to keep a job.
You have an offensive-minded coach now who supports Tua.
And I'm not knocking that, but you made it sound like last year you weren't talking like that. You were talking about Brian Flores going to be our guy.
But no.
Now you changed it up with Brian Flores.
The reason why I knew that Brian Flores wouldn't be our guy is because that's when all the comments started coming out about like, oh, how he didn't want Tua or how he doesn't like Tua and he wants to move on from Tua and all this shit. That's when I was like, okay, Brian Flores might not be the guy.
Nice try. You thought Deshaun Watson was coming too like the rest of us.
A true head coach would have got the best out of their quarterback.
You thought Deshaun Watson was coming like the rest of us.
Huh?
You thought Deshaun Watson was going to be there next year.
No, I didn't.
This year. You want damn, man, I need the receipts, bro.
No,
that been a smirking too.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about?
Look at the camera and say that.
I did not expect Deshaun Watson to come to Miami.
You literally said, if Brian Flores going to be there, we'll get Deshaun Watson, and then that will be our quarterback.
I did not expect Deshaun to come to Miami.
All right. Well, overall, Dolphins have looked great. Shout out to the rookie head coach. I like him.
Come on, man. You hire fucking Chan Gailey as our offensive coordinator? You should have been fired right then and there.
Tell me back on the Dolphins again. He gets us back there. Again.
But yeah, okay.
But shout to the Dolphins. Look, I'll say this right here on the camera. Shout to the Dolphins. I'm happy to see him successful. I'm happy to see DeAndre excited for this team. I'm glad to see Tua's succeeding. And shout out to the new coach.
I'm looking forward to singing that.
Hey, how you do the black man? But hey, shout out to the new coach, bro.
Hey, wait, if your coach walks in with Gucci and Versace on, I support.
Yeah, he was
that.
already. He was getting.
Mike
the Yeezy
McDaniel
drop.
got that swagger.
Like the
on,
Yeezy
bro.
drop. The
Yeah,
Yeezy
he
drop
got
today.
the swag, bro.
I think my most impressive team.
Taron Armstead. Shout out to him.
That's my boy T Sizzle.
Hey, he knew what he saw.
That's my boy.
I know what's coming here in New Orleans.
That's
I know
my
what's
boy.
coming.
Take care of him and Morstead.
Oh, we have.
Despite his butt punt.
Yeah,
But,
he's been great.
Hey, Melvin Ingram too. I mentioned Melvin Ingram's looked great too.
Yeah, I think my most impressive team through 3 weeks. I'm going with the Jaguars. I really do. I think Doug Peterson.
Yeah, me too. I like them.
Also, fun fact: Doug Peterson through 3 weeks has now tied Urban Meyer for I think it's 4th or 3rd most wins
It's
in
in Jacksonville.
Jaguar history,
Yeah, as a coach,
and
yeah.
he's won through games.
Yeah, because, I mean, Jaguars franchise, they came in 2002. It was like 19.
Late 90s.
Late 90s, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, Doug Peterson, I
favorite.
think that might be the most impactful new coach hiring for any team because I think he's going to help take Trevor Lawrence to that level we were hoping to see last year, but never really got it with Urban Meyer. The emergence and the commitment to them running the ball with James Robinson, which, again, something we did not see last year, has done wonders for that team. The receivers, despite us clowning them, they have made plays.
Yep.
The defense looks good. And I'm not ready to crown them as AFC South champs yet, but give it a couple of years for him to kind of mold this roster to what he wants.
Oh, they're going to be
The Jags,
team to watch.
if Trevor Lawrence keeps ascending into what we think he was going to be coming out of Clemson, Jaguars are going to be
Hey,
scary.
I also add this to that. 'Cause I like that point you made, and I like the Jaguars. I think when it comes to Urban Meyer, I think we just get to see a difference between a college coach and a Super Bowl champion coach. I think, people forget that Doug Peterson was a Super Bowl champion. He chose to sit out a year and just, sit back and look at the field. And I think that might have helped him also come into this team because he got to sit back and watch football, see what he saw from each team. Probably said like, oh damn, they need this. Like, from the outside perspective, not having to worry about coaching it.
Yeah.
But I like this team also. I agree. I think they're ready to win the AFC this year. I think the wins that the AFC South, the wins that they're getting, like I look how they beat the Chargers down, how they won against the Colts. Like they're winning games. And even Washington, they could have won that game, but they were winning games. Not just getting these like lucky field goals or they're actually beating teams. Like they beat the shit out of I didn't think they're gonna beat the Chargers like that. Chargers come off a loss on that Thursday night.
And they shut out Indianapolis the week before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they've just been beating teams. I think Trevor Lawrence has a new confidence. I think he finally believes in what they're doing. I think Urban Meyer, I think he was kind of like, I don't know if I can really rock what he's talking about, but I think he really believes Doug Peterson and what he's saying. I think also having that Super Bowl championship helps out. And I like their receiving source. Shout out to Zay Jones, man. I wish you were back still in Vegas, but shout out Zay Jones, my cousin. Shout out Christian Kirk. Shout out I like those guys, bro.
They're not related.
They're not. Yeah.
Nah, John Jones and me related. Chandler Jones. We all
I actually
related.
know Zay Jones's cousin. He was
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, he was one of my boys in college.
You believe
Oh.
that?
Yeah.
He did tell me. He did.
My freshman year. We
Oh.
played flag football together and everything.
Where he at then? Where he at then?
What, his cousin?
Yeah, we need him.
I know, right?
But you know what's crazy also about the Jaguars, like that receiving core? I know we talk about like, oh, it's only why he's that stacked, but sometimes that's actually works out better though. Because they have like guys that can all make plays like that, but you don't have like no real go-to that's gonna get the you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
focus
Right.
on. But
All right, do we have a disappointed team we're most
hell yeah, we
disappointed
do.
in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Javante.
I know
I'm
it's
gonna
your
start off.
team.
Yeah, I'm gonna start off.
All right,
All right, go ahead.
For me, this team is disappointed, but I understand a little bit just because of training camp and like this player wasn't able to participate with his team as much. But the Bengals, I think
Okay.
the Bengals have been a disappointment
That's fair.
coming off that whole Super Bowl year.
Added to the line, getting worse.
We're looking at a team where we look at the AFC North division. Cleveland right now is without Deshaun Watson. Like you came into this picture as the clear front runner. You've added all these pieces with Lyle Collins, the offensive line. We expected better. And
Might be worse.
yeah, like the first game against Pittsburgh, I was like, okay, man, that's the first game. I understand. Joe Burrow's been out a while. He got to get it back because he was out with that appendicitis surgery.
Yeah.
But yeah, then when they lost at Dallas, that's when I was like, okay, damn, like come on, man, y'all gotta be better than this.
Right. That's fair.
So, and the
Bengals-
Jets, like, good win.
It's the Jets.
It's the Jets.
It's the Jets.
Jets.
All right. What about you, Javante?
I hate to do
I think
it.
we know your answer.
I
but-
didn't want to go there. I was gonna go somewhere else, but I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Just because the hype coming into the season for that offense was so great, and the defensive additions with Chandler Jones and Rocky Sin. It's been disappointing. And Chandler Jones he's looked okay, but I've been impressed with what you're paying him. Offensively, Josh McDaniels hasn't been great. I thought he was an offensive guy. I guess I don't want no more Patriots guys. I know that now. No more Patriots coaches. But he hasn't been great either. Offense looks kind of like just do the simple things, bro. I'm watching the game. We watching the game. We can tell you just run the ball, bro. Keep it so just smash and pound. Yeah. But they've been a disappointment. I think they'll bounce back. I don't think this team is done yet. Adversity something that this team just faces, and they usually bounce back. So we'll see. Mark Davis getting that ass though. I like to hear it. But I think they're gonna win this week, and I hope they bounce back, bro. But it could be a rough year if they don't get this dub this week. I think this week is either make or break at this point.
I think I will jump on the same train as Javon. Actually, no, this one does another team. I'm gonna go with the Niners. I know the situation with Trey Lance didn't really look all that great, but then he gets hurt, and now you're having to rely on Jimmy Garoppolo. And going into this year, I think people thought if Trey Lance hits, this is an instant, NFC Championship game contender.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Trey Lance done for the year. Now you're having to go back to Garoppolo, which in the end worked because you kept Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, the thing
Who
is,
thought Trey Lance was going to just break out the scene like
the thing I say with that is because remember how the 49ers, right at when Trey Lance got hurt and they moved on to Jimmy Garoppolo, there was the report that players thought, oh, we're in a better position with Jimmy Garoppolo. And then you come out that week versus Denver.
But are you really in a better position? Yeah, it's just, I don't know. The Niners, to me, I don't think they're going to be what people expected going into the year.
Well, George Kittle just got back also.
Yeah, but
he had Brandon Ayuk. He was trying to target deep this week. He had Brandon Ayuk.
There's something about Shanahan I don't believe in.
Oh, he's losing his guy. He lost his coach. He lost a genius.
It could be because of the Super Bowl, with Atlanta and all that jazz.
They stole his man's, bro.
I just don't believe in.
They stole his man.
I don't believe in Shanahan. All right, so now let's get into our weekly picks. Of course, we like to do it Fox style, so our locks and our upsets for the week.
My upset, I'm gonna go with Jacksonville over Philadelphia.
Oh, Doug Peterson revenge game.
Yeah, that's my upset.
Okay.
Lock.
There's so many good games this week, bro.
I'll probably go Packers over Patriots. That's a lock.
That's your lock. Oh, so Green. Okay, no Mac Jones potentially.
No Matt Jones. Just Patriots offense has looked. I just think play call in general from the Patriots has looked abysmal. So
okay, I'm gonna go with my upset. I'm gonna go Houston over LA.
I like that too.
I think the Jaguars kind of exposed a lot with James Robinson. Damian Pierce had a good game against the Bears last week. Maybe follow the same formula, run the ball down their throats with Pierce, and you can control the game.
Okay.
So I got Houston over the Chargers, and my lock is gonna be, I'm gonna go Baltimore over Buffalo.
Ooh, okay.
I think Lamar is gonna be that dude this year.
Really?
I hope Baltimore stays. I hope Lamar stays in Baltimore. I hope he does.
Yeah, I think
give him his bag.
This is like his, we talked about his MVP run already. I think this is one of those moments where we're going to look back, and that's a defining moment right there for Lamar Jackson this year.
I like it.
So I'm going to go with Baltimore.
Yeah.
So my lock is going to be Cowboys over Commanders.
Okay.
Commanders could be – that could be my upset, too. I'm going Cowboys over Commanders. My upset – no, I'm not going to say no. My upset, I'm going to be honest, bro.
Let me guess, Bengals over Dolphins, what you were
I was going to say – shit, I was gonna say low key. I was gonna say Broncos, maybe Raiders, but let me go and keep looking. Let me make sure.
Who's upset and good with that game?
Right?
Bro. Okay, my upset. Our Bucks are Chiefs favored. Who are these favored in that game?
Probably Kansas City.
You know what? Now I got my upset. Niners over Rams. Easy call.
Okay.
Easy call. Niners always beat.
Because you're on the Rams slander train right now, right?
Well, they always beat them. They usually beat them. It's rare they don't beat them. And Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that's true.
We could have been. They look all right. You know what I'm saying? But I'll take it. Oh, that's what I'll go with.
Okay, so Niners over Rams. Okay.
I think Dolphins win tonight. I'm with the Dolphins. I'm with some. Give me that Dan Marino jersey.
Give me that.
All right. Give me my damn jersey, man.
Let's move on before we wrap things up to our weekly segment, of course. Dre and Jay. I know you guys are getting the videos caught back up with all the news.
Oh, of course.
We still behind, but
we still.
Hey, it's okay. We're all gonna get there. So tell me, boys, what's going on?
All right, the biggest news this week, as you saw, Ryan Reynolds posted it first.
Daddy.
Yeah. Hey, Wolverine is returning, and it's Hugh Jackman's Wolverine returning
Daddy.
for Deadpool 3, directed by Sean Levy. So,
Yeah.
hey, I'm here for it just because of seeing those two on screen again together. I think it's going to be fun.
Also, like a proper way to get Deadpool, because like when we did see them together in Origins, it was,
bad, yeah.
Yeah.
And Deadpool 2 was bad to me. Like I didn't really like it. So you got to get something. You got to get something going with Deadpool 3, and that's one way to get it going. That's a big way to get it
right.
going.
Held up to his he held up to it in Deadpool 2 when he
Yeah.
says, "Your old pal ways and I get you to come back in the saddle."
Exactly. And so yeah, there's that. And I think this movie it's not something where it's gonna progress any storylines in the MCU now that Deadpool is part of the MCU, I guess. But I just think for a one-off movie, it's fun. It's for fans to enjoy. So I'm here for it.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing for me is gonna be when the when the Marvel intro rolls and it shows all the MCU shots and whatever. We're gonna have a Hugh Jackman Wolverine associated with it, which is cool.
Yeah,
Because like we never would have thought that would happen. So
A lot of people rumored for the Doctor Strange movie actually that we would see that, but it's kind of cool to see it now though. I think it was supposed to be a Doctor Strange actually. Where we see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but I just think they got caught with like COVID and Australia and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But to me, I'm not really a Deadpool fan like that, but I'm glad to see this coming in the MCU. You know what I mean? Because it gives me more credibility when I talk to y'all and have to break y'all hearts. But also, Kenneth. Me, I think the biggest thing for me news wise is like, I saw some things about Black Panther and the release of that, and see that's only a month away. Was it 2 months? It's not November, right?
November.
Yeah, November, 2 months away. I'm excited for it. I saw a little clip. I saw a little trailer leak from D23, or a like clip leak from D23 that really impressed me. I thought it was very kind of like serious tone still. It was Angela Bassett moment when she's speaking, but it was like a lot going on, and I wanted to see more. It was bad footage kind of, but it looked very intriguing. So I think that's going to be a very good movie. I think it's going to be definitely a top 5 movie for me this year. Probably the best movie that comes out from the MCU, and possibly can compete with Batman for that number 1 spot as far as best superhero movie this year.
Oh,
Just because I think the story will be really good and really powerful.
Yeah, I saw.
Even if you don't have Black Panther,
I did see a clip of Scott getting effed up,
getting beat up. Yeah,
I did see that.
and I think if you've seen the leaks of the trailer, or Kank's like, have I killed you yet? Or he's about to get murked.
That looks exciting.
Scott's finna get murked.
I'm
again.
excited. He needs his ass beat.
It's Paul Rudd. So.
Why everybody wants Scott to get his ass whooped?
Because there's has been too much jokester. He's been having fun and having
But
jokes.
He's Ant-Man. Like,
That's fine. It's cool. And like Tony Stark was a
also
guy,
it's Paul Rudd.
No, I like Paul Rudd, bro. Don't get it twisted. I like these characters.
Real quick, I just find it very funny how like it's all like these serious actors, and then there's Paul Rudd,
Yep.
who just kind of stands out in his own. But yeah, Paul Rudd.
Yep. There's that. Oh, Blade. Bad news on Blade. Director dropped out.
That's fine.
Apparently, production's been thin. There was only like 2 fight scenes in the movie so far that they have like written down. Mahershala Ali is very unhappy with how the process is going. Apparently, Kevin Feige's been stretched thin. So, yeah, future on Blade is uncertain.
I don't think it's uncertain. I think it'll be fine.
I'll say this: if you want to get a director for Blade, I'm all for Chad Stahelski or whatever. I think Stahelski or something. He directed John Wick. But
Okay.
I would be fine with him because he also was a producer on that new Netflix movie that came out in recent months, Night Thief with Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
And I love some of the action and stunt work from that movie. So I would love to see that in Blade if he was hired. Like I wouldn't be opposed to him directing it.
Okay.
There are some people who want Jordan Peele, like they want to see him try do a Marvel movie. That's interesting,
That is.
but
Because obviously, if you've seen his movies, it's kind of, I don't want to say it'd be like on a different level, but like, it's not like a casual moviegoer. Like you gotta like have the third eye almost.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
Also, when it comes to Blade, I think we'll see Blade in the Werewolf by Night trailer movie.
I've heard good things about that.
It looks
too.
good. I like how it looks. It looks interesting. I think we'll see Blade in that at the end.
Okay.
And I think we'll see my man from Game of Thrones.
Kit Harington's character.
We'll see Kit Harington's
from Eternals.
Black Knight.
We'll see Black Knight's his elders, the people before him that came. We'll see them, I think, in that passes down to him at that point. You know, because we're going to pass down to him, so I think we'll see that his like grandparent, great grandfather or something like that. We'll see some shit like that, and then we'll get to him or something.
So that's your prediction for that. Okay.
For that. But I think Blade, as far as Blade, you know, is kind of worrisome. You don't want to hear those kind of rumors that directors leaving and Marshall Ali's not happy with the script and everything. And people saying Kevin Feige's been stretched too thin. I don't think that. I think that's just people trying.
I'm over here. I'm just thinking about like 2 fight scenes for Blade.
For a movie about a guy who's hunting and killing
Vampires?
vampires.
Like what?
Like, yeah.
I don't know, bro. I think the Kevin Feige being stretched too thin and all this. I think some of this stuff can be coming out leaks just to try to throw us off our game. I don't think it's something to be worried about. I think everyone who knows Blade knows we're gonna do Blade right.
Of course, coming from Marvel's PR person right here.
Kevin Feige's trusted
Kevin Feige's
hired.
How we know DCU? I'll take my check. How we know DCA out here leaking this stuff?
DC has nothing to leak.
Yeah, we really do.
The things that they leaked out how to get reshot because Ben Affleck is now the only Batman.
No, I get there's a problem. I think this.
There is a rumor that Henry Cavill's in Black Adam. Hey, Black Adam is a couple weeks away.
Hey, you know what?
We just cut his mic off.
You know what, DeAndre? I will say this: if we can sit here and get Toby back in the MCU and Hugh Jackman's back,
fuck it.
If that can happen, Henry Cavill can come back for one.
And if Henry Cavill ain't in it,
cut Alex mic off.
If Henry Cavill ain't in it, you better reshoot them damn scenes
right now. The difference is,
you got 3 weeks. You got 3 weeks.
You brought Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman back to successful franchises.
That's fair.
Things that were doing well. You want to bring Henry Cavill back to some shit that you ain't even put together yet.
And I mean, here's my thing. Let me ask you this. I'm gonna get your take on this real quick. So, I was talking to a friend at work last night about like Marvel, DCU, Star Wars. We were there for like 50 minutes after I was done just talking about it.
Sound like here. Go ahead.
It really is. So no, but we were talking about the Snyderverse, like you know, and everything, and like Man of Steel was a cool startup film. Batman vs Superman very underwhelming. You watch the Snyder cut, and like I felt better about the Justice League movie, but as far as like down the road,
I didn't feel comfortable with it.
Okay, so that's what I was. Because I just thought about it. I was like, damn, like it was a cool movie. It kind of redeems Justice League the movie, but as far as like anything else down the road, I didn't feel confident whatsoever in that direction.
Yeah, everything he felt he was going to do down the road, I just felt like it would have been rushed
and not very accurate to the comics.
Look, I went to the Zack Snyder Justice League exhibit. We went down in Dallas when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out. He had the storyboards. We weren't able to like take pictures or record it, but I do remember a few things from it, and I just wasn't moved by it just because of,
I just didn't trust the direction.
Yeah, I didn't trust it. So,
it's just.
But like, if you ended it with Zack Snyder's Justice League and you gave another director an opportunity to build off that with those characters, I think it still can like you could still make something out of that, like out of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think it's.
So you didn't trust Snyder going forward with his vision.
Yeah, no, I didn't trust that. Just because like it was just a short vision. Like his was like Lord of the Rings. You know, Lord of the Rings. It's like 3 movies.
What's wrong with that?
Spanned.
You said you don't need to be
awesome.
like all along. Like
it's great. It doesn't need to be. But at the end of the day,
but
it's like
with the Justice League, I feel like there's too much to tell in 3 movies.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about everybody needs a startup film, and then
that's MCU type stuff. Why ever have a startup film? Like Johnny said, you don't need to be like the MCU.
But that was the problem with Justice League. That was the problem with Justice League. Like nobody knew who Cyborg or Aquaman.
That's what they told me. They told me we don't need to be like the MCU. We don't need to be doing no damn team, no damn individual films and build team. We can just go right to Justice League, right, Ken? See.
Yeah,
exactly. So what the hell we complain about the 3 movies? Are we saying Zack Snyder can't direct these movies? Gotcha. Checkmate.
No,
you just said you can't go back. You just said Zack. Did he? Bro, can you?
No.
I need.
No. Because you want to know why? You want to know why?
Clip, bro.
You want to know why? Because Zack Snyder, like in his movies.
Here we go.
Shut the hell up.
Talk about me. Here you go.
In his movies,
PR, right?
Oh,
we can PR this way.
Get the fuck out of here.
Go ahead.
In his movies, he would have had characters like Adam show up, like Captain Adam. He would have had characters like that. Like all these new characters show up. I just felt like, okay, you just throw them in without explaining.
Yes, you said you don't need to be like the MCU.
I mean, they did that with Martian Manhunter.
They did.
You said you don't need to be like the MCU. I thought we could just jump up in this motherfucker and go crazy.
I remember the Snyder cut when Lois was all depressed about Clark dying, and like John comes disguised as Martha and like talks to Lois. But like when Lois and Martha meet up when Clark or when John comes back, like if Lois had just said, "Oh, thank you for coming by, talking to me, and motivating me to," like it all made me feel better, and she would have said, "I didn't say that." Like it's all unraveled.
The problem
Yeah.
with what they did is they try to do Marvel while also trying to be different. They try to give you certain things like Lex Luthor. Try to give you certain characters that had to build their arcs and build who they were while also trying to force things and throw things just right up in there. They tried to combine the two and it didn't work. It didn't mix. It was like oil and milk. It didn't go together, which is where they failed at. But if you're telling me we don't want to be like Marvel, then give us your 3 movies. Let's call it a day. Right?
Got a point.
Right?
Yeah, you got a point.
That's what you guys said. That's what you tell me all the time. It don't need to be like Marvel. It don't need to be like Marvel. Well, damn. Now you tell me you want arcs of characters, you want different stories for characters, then you want to team up and build it? That's Marvel type stuff. Sorry, my guy. We built that. Over this way.
He's not wrong.
I know. Check
No,
me.
DC's just got to figure it out.
But I also
Alright.
had another point I wanted to make about
There's
something
also,
else.
but there's certain characters like I would have wanted. Like you had Henry Cavill, and he was only going to be in like
Kenner.
3 or 4 movies.
Just
and
tell me
then
what the
right
Marvel
there.
experience did.
I don't know. I would have like fuck you.
You want the Marvel?
fuck
I got
you.
it.
He's not wrong.
Knockout.
Fuck you.
I'm like Mike Tyson. Oh, knock him out.
Fuck
He over
you.
there. Oh, he on the
'cause I
ropes.
feel
I don't care.
He on the ropes.
Well, because I feel like in the Justice
Don't back
League-
him. Malcolm. He on the ropes right now. Don't back him.
No,
he on
but
the ropes.
I'm backing you.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
go ahead.
Yo,
We'll get some punches in.
you need to develop these characters in solo films.
Why? Because we didn't have that with Tobey Maguire days and stuff like that, really.
But,
we had 3
but that
movies
wasn't
to call
a
it a day.
team up movie.
Yeah.
It didn't add up to
We've-
what was the Justice
We've
League.
grown, haven't we?
And that's
Marvel.
Lord of the
That's-
Rings is a team up movie, but we've grown since we like getting these character arcs and we like
Okay,
seeing our
fine,
growth
fine.
individually and see
Fine.
the team up.
Here, I'll say this. Yes, when it comes to the Justice League and having that whole established universe, yes, it should be like the MCU where you build up these characters.
But if you want to do solo
However,
films,
if you want to do solo movies and you want to have characters that take place, you can establish different universes where you can have different storylines take place, then yes, you should be able to do that. You should have the freedom to do that. Marvel can't do that. Marvel relies on the cinematic universe, and they say, "Hey, it's either in our
Marvel
universe or
relies-
nothing else."
Marvel
the only,
relies on
the only
connectivity.
the only movies that are outside of their universe are the movies owned by Sony.
It's smart. It relies on connectivity. What keeps people going? You're watching She-Hulk, no, you don't want to watch it because it's connectivity. It keeps the business moving too. You go watch things that you don't want to watch because it connects.
I think DC has more, like, casual fans know more DC characters better than Marvel characters.
Probably facts, but what are DC fans? I ain't seen DC fans out there going crazy about these movies that they've been having.
but
We hoping Black Adam succeeds.
but to that-
is Ezra Miller
but-
out yet? Is he out? We found Ezra Miller yet?
Actually,
Is he
that-
still missing?
to
actually, I
that
think he's
point,
still
I
in it.
will say, like, you could argue the MCU probably has helped create more diehard and more like sold, bought in fans.
Who got Alec? Who got the new generation? Marvel or DC? It's like a Star Wars. Where's Star Wars? New generation don't give a damn about no damn Star Wars. They Marvel fans. Where DC at when it comes to these new generations? This is
Like,
how you
the
build.
MCU
This is how you
helped create more
build.
diehard. Like it made people research the characters
Yes.
and get invested.
Made Iron Man cooler than what he is.
Yeah,
It made
'cause, I mean,
Iron
for the
Man A
longest-
tier.
For the longest time, every kid loved Spider-Man because we had the Tobey movies, and then Andrew was take what you
Yes.
want with it. But like Iron Man was that's what people clowned Marvel in 08 when they did Iron Man because like
C-list character.
you picked Iron Man to do a movie on.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And think about it, those kids are like 5-7 years old at the time.
and now look
They've
at us.
grown with all this. So you know what happens?
But now we're invested
And
in
us,
it.
we're older. You know, people at our age having kids and stuff like that. Their kids gonna grow up on this Marvel stuff. It's all there. And then people gonna say, "Oh, it's too much. How do you even go back and watch?" That's what Disney Plus is for. You still making bread because you can watch everything you want right there. We can all line it up for you. It's like watching your favorite show, your Grey's Anatomy. It's all you can watch all of it all back to back if you wanted to. Movies, shows. They've built the perfect formula. And DC low-key needs to take they need to take the formula too and just drink it. But y'all want to be on there, no, let's add a little bit of this to it. Let's add a little bit of this over here. Y'all want to change up and do it your own way.
He's
The
not-
color's not right. It's blue. We didn't turn it to
He's
the
not,
green.
He's not wrong. Like if DC
If
wanted,
they just follow the simple formula, they'd be successful. But no, they gotta
'cause,
be different.
And when you think about it, you have the platform being HBO Max to do
They don't want to say
shows
oh,
and
they don't want to
various-
say we follow Disney. They don't want to say we follow Marvel. We don't copy Marvel. We do our own thing.
But
We got
that's,
our
the
own thing
only,
over here.
but that's the only
And
way.
that's why-
That's the only way to compete with
And
Marvel.
that's why the only thing that makes no damn money is the Batman. The only thing that makes money is Batman's ass. Batman's been getting like a prostitute, goddammit. Yeah. Batman's like a goddamn prostitute. He been over here having to carry them goddamn. His back hurt. He been carrying the goddamn DC universe for how long? The DC franchise?
Forever.
What a superhero movie has been made
Let me-
as much
let me-
money as Batman's made with
Well,
Christian
well,
Nolan?
I could also say this on Marvel's behalf. Y'all haven't had a female-led movie as successful as Wonder Woman.
Facts. Wonder Woman's a great movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
But what have y'all done since then? Batman's the only thing carrying.
But
y'all.
here's the thing: because the DC universe like completely fell apart after that, that's now relevant.
And you can say also, like he mentioned Spider-Man. Spider-Man probably was the biggest Marvel character at one point. I don't think Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man's still big, but I think you have a lot of characters that match Spider-Man as far as popularity wise and selling merch. Batman's still going to sell the most merch for DC over there. He's still the one getting films. We still haven't got a Superman film. You better wear that clown suit in January, brother, because they ain't still been announced on Superman content. The only thing we got is Sewer Pets. That's all you're gonna get. Sewer Pets.
The Dwayne Rock Johnson movie.
Yeah. Everybody sitting down there. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, bring them up. The Batman thing was carrying them. Christopher Nolan's Batman. This new Batman's carrying damn DC. It's the most iconic shit is the Batman movies. Who's gonna play Batman? Who's the Batman? That's the most iconic thing you got. You ain't got nothing else to hold you over, bro. That's what you hang with this year. Batman. And I love the Batman. That's a great movie.
And he knows it.
He
knows
I
it
don't
too.
know.
He
No.
looked
Can't
at it.
you can't look down tab on the laptop. Get the numbers up.
Superman still is.
He ain't.
one of the
Superman's
most
not
popular
popular.
characters.
Superman's popular because he's the first superhero, but Superman's not the carry on that he had back in the 60s,
But
70s, 80s.
if you ask the new generation, who's their favorite hero,
It ain't no damn Superman.
it's not Superman.
Well, fuck the newer generation.
Hey, Ken, let me ask you a question, brother. I know you like Batman, you Superman guy. You're a DC guy. When the last time Superman really been the guy in DC? As far as like the majority of people want, I want Superman. Superman's the guy everyone focuses on. Or is it how long has it been Batman compared to Superman?
Batman for almost like 20 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Superman
fine.
been around. I mean, he's still
But
popular.
I mean,
I
you
think
look at it.
That's the problem with DC's that they've set on.
They've been comfortable, bro. They don't want to take no chances.
But I mean, you look at it because Superman, like, sure, Christopher Reeves, his movies, when they came out,
iconic,
1980, like those
Yeah.
iconic. Batman, you had the Batman movies from 1980, Michael Keaton, all the way to the 90s with Val Kilmer.
But here's the thing with those older movies, they were ahead of the time. Like
Yeah.
people in the 90s and 80s did not dive into superheroes like when we were kids and we grew up with the X-Men and Spider-Man and even the Fantastic Four movies. Like we are just that superhero era of like
yeah.
this is what consumes our lives.
But to be honest, I mean, I think Superman's the first, like he was the first superhero ever, one of the first superheroes ever created. However, I think Batman was always the more iconic character. Like people always like Batman over Superman. That's the reason why Batman had the animated series first before Superman.
But I think
even had his
Batman
animated
Batman
series.
has a lot of things that which make Marvel great. And I know you're right there, you're like, what? Marvel? But if you think about it, what makes Batman great is because he's relatable to everybody. Everyone can relate to Batman and understand that he's a human that has flaws. It's the same thing that Marvel's done with their
I
characters.
can't relate to
So-
Batman. That
listen,
motherfucker got billions of dollars.
No, but
What I got?
but traumatically he has issues. He has psychological. He lost his parents. He's never happy. He's depressed all the time. He has money, but he's depressed
he's
as hell.
consumed by Batman.
Yeah, Batman's basically taking over his life. That's all he has. But if you compare it to a Stan Lee always said, recipe Stan Lee, he always said he wanted characters that can be relatable to everybody, which is why Spider-Man's so slow, because Spider-Man can relate to a high school kid, college kid, anybody. Black Panther is somewhat relatable. All those characters over Iron Man's relatable because he has family issues and other issues about him. All these characters have relatabilities about them that make them great characters. We can all relate them and see ourselves in them. Superman, nobody can see themselves in Superman. Why is that? Because he's a goddamn alien that looks good looking man, got a beautiful woman. He's winning. What's Superman's flaws?
I feel like I can relate. I'm a good looking man.
You can't fly.
No, I'm
He's
kidding.
kind of like
You ain't swole. Walking around cognito swole.
He's a journalist. I'm a journalist.
He got the curly.
There you go.
He got the curly hair.
There you go.
But Superman has no flaws.
Relatable.
Here, message. What's Superman's flaws in cartoon? He's always in a good mood. He's a happy guy. Life's good for him.
Yeah, you're right. His weakness is kryptonite. It's green. My weakness is the fucking Celtics. I hate them. Can't stand them.
Now you know,
Green.
guys. There you go. There's the truth.
Green.
But you
There
get
you go.
You get what I'm saying, though, right? Like
Relatable.
Superman's a cool character, but he's not relatable because he's so perfect. He's what you strive to be, which is great. Superman's what you strive to be. Oh damn. Superman's what you strive to be, though. He's a perfect human being. He has a perfect person.
Yes, thank you. That's the thing. I like Superman. I liked Justice League was probably one of like.
But man still
I
takes
love
away what
Superman.
makes Superman.
But man,
He's not supposed to have issues like us. He's an alien.
But then you here. This
I'm
this,
saying-
this,
no.
this is what I'm trying to get. So you say that Superman's not relatable. Then you make a
But
movie where you try to make him
but you
relatable,
can't-
and yet
That's my point. You made my point from that's what I'm trying to tell you for the longest. You have to make Superman what he is. You can't try to change Superman to fit he's not relatable. Let's make him relatable now. That's not who he is. He's always been a little bit more cringy because he's perfect, which is why it's just how he is. That's how you gotta make him because that's who the character was created to be. That's my problem with Man of Steel because they try to turn him into something that he's not. He's an alien, bro. This man's not human.
Isn't his romantic connection to Lois Lane supposed to make him relatable to humans?
Yeah.
You can say that in a way, but he's still an alien. He's above us. He's a god. He's above us. He's a god compared to the rest of the team. He's a god.
Because let me ask you this: because Cap pretty much is perfect in the comic books, but in the MCU they made him relatable.
But Cap,
he had flaws.
He still has flaws. He still was a human. He was a human. He was a man. Superman's he's from another damn planet, bro. He's a god amongst humans. Even once he tried to fit in, he's still above everyone.
Make it seem like he had knowledge of his own planet.
No, he did, but he knew he was different than the rest of the people around him. He knew he wasn't like motherfucker can run fast, could do all kind of stuff, strong as hell. He was different.
So wait, hold on. So he's a guy who's grew up his whole life feeling like he was an outsider. That's not relatable to people?
That is relatable, but this guy also is he's a perfect human being. You can't show him having flaws like, oh, I don't know you can't show that.
But the thing, when it comes to relating to somebody, it's not, oh, I have to find this person who's perfect. Like, he's absolutely just like me. As long as he's carrying some of these traits that are similar to things that I've dealt with.
It's hard to compare Cap's a soldier. We look at Cap's a soldier, right? Everything he does is by soldier thought, soldier mindset. I don't look at Superman as a soldier. Superman's a god. They're different. Cap's a soldier. He's what America should be, what the world should stand on. Superman is above all that. He is a god. It's not the same.
Wasn't Superman's motto back in the day, what, truth, justice, and the American way or some shit like that?
They can say that. Know. Man, still God. Superman's above everybody else, which is why Superman's so hard and relatable. Even when you write him in a movie or a comic book, how do you make Superman get beat? How hard is it to make Superman not look good? Because most guys can't hang with him. He's too fast. He has everything that you want, which is why some people don't like Superman because Superman's so OP.
I mean, you have Kryptonite.
That's it.
Red Sun.
Okay. But look, also he has all the powers. How many villains? Let's take Marvel. Marvel's whole catalog of villains. How many villains can actually beat Superman in a fight?
None.
My point. How many DC villains can beat Superman in a fight?
But we have clearly said this, that DC's villains are way more powerful than Marvel villains.
How many Batman villains can beat Superman?
Well, hypothetically, if they all had access
no kryptonite. No kryptonite. No kryptonite. Straight up. No kryptonite. How many villains in DC can beat Superman? Head on. Besides Darkseid.
But here's my thing. If there was
Doomsday too.
Hold on. If there was a Batman villain that could beat Superman, then he would be killing Batman at this point.
Okay, my point is there's no supervillain in DC that can hang with Superman besides Darkseid and Doomsday.
Darkseid, Doomsday,
and no kryptonite used.
Parasite can hang with him because he can drain his powers.
Okay, 3. Out of all these comic books, there's a whole encyclopedia on all the superheroes and supervillains. 3 characters can hang.
Amazo.
4 characters.
I mean, Caliban, I guess.
Oh, he's reaching now. He's going all over the place. He's scoring his
Caliban. I mean,
I'm
saying like there are characters from Apocalypse for sure that can hang with him.
But look how far you have to go to find a character that can really hang with him. That's my point. He's OP. We gonna grab the best. Who's the best Marvel character you think? Comic book, anything you want. Yeah, take a Marvel character.
Like most powerful?
Yeah.
Shit, Lex Luthor. Forget about him.
Lex Luthor with no goddamn kryptonite hanging on Superman.
Oh no, I'm saying with kryptonite.
I said with no kryptonite, who hanging?
But you know, but I'm saying, out of all the people with kryptonite, Lex Luthor always has kryptonite. So there's.
But still, even when Lex Luthor has kryptonite, Lex Luthor usually losing to that man. That's why he created your boy, who's a god.
Sheesh. I think. God
damn.
What a fun topic.
Hell
I love it how these always go off the rails.
Yeah, you take the best Marvel character, he ain't hanging with half those guys.
Zod.
A fellow Kryptonian.
5 dudes out of a whole encyclopedia of villains. I seen that DC book, how big it is. He's OP, bro. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But I think the fact is that DC should acknowledge who Superman is. You get what I'm saying, Ken? Like, you don't need to make him the focal point of the
Metallo.
You already said him.
I did.
You don't need to make him the focal point of...
No, we said Amazing.
Oh, okay. Fine. You don't need to make him the focal point of the DC universe. Oh, you put your man Dr. Manhattan in there if you want to, too. You put Dr. Manhattan in there also.
Mondo. There you go, Mondo. We looking at the list. Thank you, Kenneth.
But how many people know these characters?
Only a handful have ever been like in shows or movies or anything.
Like Dr. Manhattan. How many times you see Dr. Manhattan in anything? He's so OP, you can't put him in anything. It's why Dr. Manhattan said you can't use him, right, kid? He's OP. He can kill Superman. He's so OP. Hold
on. Before Iron Man, how many of y'all motherfuckers knew about Ironmonger?
That's a C-list character. That's not the same.
And Whiplash.
That's not the same C-list character to A-list character. Iron Man was a C-list character before the MCU. C to B-list character. Superman's an A-list character, bro. It's the reason why when we have those debates about Marvel versus DC.
Oh, Brainiac. I completely
Hey,
forgot
you
about
know,
Brainiac.
perfect example. When we have those debates about Marvel versus DC, you know what Josh always does? We got Dr. Manhattan. He knows. Okay, Dr. Manhattan's OP as fuck. They know about to be with Dr. Manhattan.
Hey, y'all have seen the death battles. Who's one more?
It's Dr. Manhattan, but that's why Dr. Manhattan can't. Can you do a Dr.
I'm not talking
Manhattan?
about Dr. Manhattan. I'm talking about death battles in general. Scarlet was Zatanna over Scarlet Witch.
No, that's all. Yeah.
Yeah,
All I'm
see,
saying
hey,
is this:
Clark.
Dr. Manhattan. You look at like, can you ever make Dr. Manhattan movie?
I mean, he's not a person where I would give him his own movie.
Why
He's more
not?
of-
Can you if you want to?
Probably not.
Exactly. He's too OP. And Superman can get movies. I'm not saying he can't, but the thing is, you can't try to downgrade Superman to get the movie across. You just have to show him how he is and what his true light is, which is like a perfect person. That's all I'm saying.
Any last notes before we log off here, boys?
Not much. I mean, hey, just keep tuning into this channel and to our channel as well, Dre and Jay. You know, we're almost to 700 subs and a lot of content, especially coming this month with Halloween and horror.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of horror movies came out recently that we still gotta watch, that we want to go see and do reviews on. As far as this show, don't forget, as far as getting to 100 subscribers, be sure to like, share, and
We
subscribe.
crossed 50 now.
Yeah, we
Nice.
crossed 50. We're at 51, I think.
Jersey
last
coming
time I
yet?
checked.
They got to pick it when they win.
Yeah.
Nice.
You get your chance of winning a free jersey.
Free jersey, any sport.
I'm hogging in. I'm getting in that, bro. That's the mess that we can't get in.
I mean,
I'm subscribed.
I mean,
bro.
you
gotta
can't.
get
You
in.
can just make sure you're not anonymous. Give a fake
When I say
name.
Celtics, they probably like, oh. That's like the question.
I'm going to question you right away.
Hey, but guys, shout out to y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate coming back on. I've been gone for a while. It's great to be back on here with the guys, talking that noise. You know.
We always do.
Yeah. Football's been amazing, been fun. I'm glad basketball season's back. Johnny mentioned Dre and Jay, so I'm not gonna go there. Lucky's Locker Room, guys. You guys subscribe to my Celtics channel. It's going back on now. We back at it. We doing it on some low key stuff though. Straight off the phone. We ain't doing all setup. Just straight off the phone. Thoughts, opinions, pregame, postgame. I'm gonna talk tonight about training camp a little bit and off season moves and stuff like that. So we back at that too. Check that out. If
Hey,
you're a Celtics
that's
fan.
a dub.
If not, then don't come in there because it's straight Celtics talk.
So that wrap things up here, guys, from the Final Drive. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. And until next week, we'll see you guys then.
Deuces.
Peace.
Deuce.